It is cold and overcast at Cleveland Stadium where today the Patriots meet the Cleveland Browns. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Beasley, Reece. Today we have a tale of two coaches, Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, who together helped the New York Giants win 2 Super Bowls over a 5-year period. Now, of course, they're on opposing sides of the field, but they still share a lot of similarities as they try to build these teams into contenders. Beasley, Reece knows that. You played for both of them.
Well, you know, when I talk to these guys about this meeting, they are built on defense, just like the old days. Belichick's squad is number 9 in defense in the National Football League, while Parcells' club is rated number 13. Now, they downplayed this reunion, not wanting to be a distraction, but you got to figure after all those years and all that success, there's got to be some emotion there somewhere.
When opposing coaches talk about the Cleveland Browns, they talk about the Browns' game breaker, Eric Metcalf, the NFL's all-purpose yardage leader, a guy who's a threat to score every way you can on a football field. How do you slow him down, or can you?
He is the most dangerous man without question. He is the leading all-purpose yard gainer in the National Football League, and Parcells is very concerned about him. He said that his defense has never faced a player who has the power to take over a football game by himself, and Metcalf can certainly do that.
Right now, it is the New England Patriots who will receive to start the game, as Stover is ready to kick off for the Browns. They come in with a record of 6-7, a long shot to make the playoffs, but still mathematically alive. And the Patriots continue as a team that goes down to the wire week after week. They won their second game last week, edging the Cincinnati Bengals 7-2. But the Patriots grade out in the top half of the league in both offense and defense. The kick goes into the end zone, and Ray Crittenden will bring it back for New England as he takes it across the 10-yard line. And brilliant special teams play, as coming down to make the play was Hairston. Stacey Hairston came in to make the play for the Cleveland Browns. As we look at the offensive front, which has permitted no sacks the last 2 weeks for the New England Patriots. A very good blocking front. They can open up the running game, too, for big Leonard Russell. Quarterback is the rookie Drew Bledsoe. His runners are really a pair of fullbacks, Kevin Turner and Leonard Russell. Brisby and Crittenden start at the wideouts. Marv Cook starts at tight end. Ben Coates will be in there a lot. One of the most dangerous touchdown scorers among the NFL's tight ends. On first down, Bledsoe looks to air it out. He gets time and lofts the ball downfield. Looking at coaches, they went with a double tight end formation. And Bledsoe, who had some problems last week against Cincinnati, missing open receivers deep, overthrows his intended receiver. It is now second down and 10 on the 13. Here's the Cleveland defense. Beasley pointing out a very good one. Rates 9th overall in the NFL. Stevan Moore, a strong safety, has been an outstanding player for the Browns. Right now, Bledsoe and the Patriots have a second down and 10. Leonard Russell. Cleveland shuts him down. No gain. Third and 10. Pepper Johnson, who played for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick with the New York Giants, making the stop for Cleveland.
Pepper Johnson, a very emotional player. He was one of those guys on that old Giant team that got everybody fired up. And when you watch him come out from introductions, when you watch him in a huddle, when you watch him move to the ball, he's one of those guys that's all energy. And boy, you got to know he's going to want to put on a show in front of his old coach today.
Pepper, a very energetic guy. He really fires up a defense. And now Bledsoe takes a look at a formation he does not like, and the Browns defensive alignment calls a timeout. And so when we come back, it will be third down and 10 for New England. Bill Parcells, not a happy coach, as Bledsoe had a call timeout.
You know, he's an excitable man. He starts off the game, starts off the game a little bit upset that they have to blow a timeout that early.
Hate to burn him early. Bledsoe comes in, completing 48% of his passes, 8 for touchdowns. He's been intercepted 14 times. A 57 quarterback rating. He is the lowest rated passer at the moment in the American Conference. And one day, the projections are he could be a great one. The #1 player picked in the draft. Third down and just over 10, as dropping the throw is Bledsoe. Fires downfield, and he has an open man. It's a completed pass to Michael Timpson at the 30-yard line. Now they're waving it off. They're ruling it hit the ground. Eric Turner was covering on the play.
Well, that pocket collapsed very, very quickly. It's the strength of the Cleveland Brown team, the fact that they can get people like number 90, Rob Burnett, who's leading his team in sacks and had his body all wrapped around the quarterback. It was a definite drop, clearly seen there, and good play by the defensive line.
Now the punter, Mike Saxon, stands in the end zone for the Patriots. A big rush is on, and Saxon booms the ball to the ever-dangerous Eric Metcalf. This is the man who beat the Steelers with 2 punt returns for a touchdown in October. This time the Patriots cordon off the outer perimeters. Don't allow him to bounce to the outside and shut him down after a 9-yard return. It was a 52-yard punt by Saxon. As we look at the offensive line of the Cleveland Browns, Tony Jones having a good year at left tackle. Steve Everett was their #1 draft choice, and he has been a standout as a rookie at center. Vinny Testaverde, the '87 Heisman Trophy winner, who was signed as a free agent from Tampa Bay, now the starter, coming off one of his best games last week in a 2-point loss at Houston. Michael Jackson, the best deep threat of the Browns, is out with an injury. He'll not play today, averaging 20 yards a catch. Vardell tries to go wide and does, as Tommy Vardell on a first down carry advances the ball close to the 48-yard line. The Patriots on defense, and it's been a good one. Not many in the first half of the season. They allowed 28 points a game. Over the last 7 games, the Patriots have allowed 11 points a game, with Pitts go to great run player at nose tackle across the defensive front. Extra defensive backs come in. Renee Thompson comes in. Maurice Hurst has been the best player in that secondary of the Patriots. It is now 2nd down and 5. Vardell again. Patriots have had trouble stopping the running game of the opposition this year, and they do right now, as on consecutive carries by Vardell. The Browns have a first down. The tackle by Todd Collins.
Well, I tell you, if they can just line up and push it forward, that's what Vardell does best. They got a great block from their right guard, Bob Dahl, that time, and he was known as Touchdown Tommy in college, and he just pushes that one forward, pushing the pocket forward.
He's big enough to do that. Vardell, at 6'2", 245-pound fullback out of Stanford. He's the up back now as a blocker. Metcalf gets the pitch back. Metcalf cuts back, gets about 3 to the Patriot 43-yard line. Andre Tippett was the lead tackler, along with Dwayne Sabb.
Several coaches have tried to figure out the best way to use this guy. Averaging 5.1, you want to get him the ball as much as possible, but how you use him is the big question. You want to get him outside. You want to pass him the ball out in the flats and let him get one-on-one with the linebacker. The way you use him, and he's lining up at wide receiver this time. That's a smart move by Belichick. He's at the bottom of your screen.
They put him all over the field. Wide left is Eric Metcalf on a 2nd down and 7 play. Testaverde gets time, runs out of it, and Vinny Testaverde is then swept under on a big rush by Andre Tippett. And he looked like he was back there Beasley counting the house for a while. He had so much time.
He couldn't. You can't blame that on the offensive line, because he had all day. He looked and looked and looked. That's one of those things that they call a coverage sack. I mean, he had all day there. And really, that's one of those things where he saw an opening in the ground and just kind of pushed the ball forward to avoid the sack.
So will go as an incomplete pass and be 3rd down and 7 now for the Browns. Ball position at the 42-yard line of New England. No score early in the game. Testaverde looks to screen it off. Throws a low ball, but it's caught. Not enough for a first down on a 3rd down 7 play. The ball is advanced on the reception by Metcalf to the 39-yard line. But Vincent Brown was right there to fall on him, and now the Browns have to punt the ball.
That was classic Parcells defense. They were using a double coverage and dropping 5 guys across the board shallow, and easily made the tackle.
Ronnie Harris, number 84, is the deep man for the Patriots. Brian Hansen of the Browns awaiting the snap, standing back at his 46-yard line. Angling it near side, a high, soft punt that Harris pre-catches at the 7-yard line. Well done by the Cleveland special teams. New England gets it back in a moment.
Brought to you by Oldsmobile, by Bud Light, If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Schick ST Razor, we're changing the face of shaving. And by the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it.
Winds gusting off Lake Erie here at Cleveland Stadium, where Drew Bledsoe and the Patriot offense set to go to work for a second sequence now. They were stopped on the opening one of the game. There's no score. They're working from deep in their own end. Bledsoe going to give straight ahead. Brown's huge up front. Parcells is interesting, Beasley, talking about the Cleveland defense. He said these guys great among the very best in the league. They got really good personnel.
He has always liked the defensive line, especially the front seven, including the front seven of the Cleveland Browns. They will not be able to run the ball against this team. I mean, they're just too good on the defensive line. And one of the problems that Parcells has had this year is getting big play production from the quarterback position and in the passing game. So if they're forced into second and long, third and long, Patriots could have a problem today.
So far, the Patriots have no production. They 4 plays from scrimmage, no yards. They get a couple here on a second down and 10. Pepper Johnson and Michael Dean Perry, the tacklers for Cleveland.
They're just too good up front. Pepper Johnson that time kissed him right in the mouth. I mean, he was right in that perfect position, neutralized the forward progress of Russell and threw him down.
Wasn't a lot of romance in that kick.
Now, here's that point that we were talking about. You know, now you're talking 3rd and 7, and Bledsoe's got to make a play. Somebody's got to make a catch. Their most productive receiver has been the tight end, Ben Coates.
On 3rd and 7, Bledsoe lets it go long, and he has his man for a first down. As Vincent Brisby, with a fingertip reception at the 30-yard line, advances it still more out to the 33. And on 3rd and 7, the Patriots hit a 25-yard gainer.
Well, that's a perfect pass by Bledsoe. He was very patient in the pocket. People talk about the gun that he has, but look at the touch, dropping it over the best man-for-man cover guy on the team, Najee Mustafa, number 48. That's a great throw by a young quarterback.
And a good catch by Vincent Brisby, his 34th of the year. Bledsoe takes a look again. Here comes the rush. Triggering it downfield, and he does the smart thing. He throws it away because nobody was open. Big rush by Anthony Pleasant. Now let's go to NFL Live in New York and Jim Lampley. Jim?
Take a look at some early fireworks in Three Rivers Stadium. Moments after a Gary Brown 38-yard touchdown catch from Moon, this O'Donnell pass is picked off by Bo Orlando, replacing the now injured free safety Marcus Robinson. Orlando goes in from 35 yards out. Houston leads 14-0 over the Steelers early. Back to Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jim. A big surprise there. Bo Orlando getting a chance to start, as you pointed out, and coming up with a game-breaking type play. A touchdown return on an interception. Here is Leonard Russell running on second down, and this time the Patriots break it. Big Leonard Russell now goes over to almost 900 yards for the season rushing. He's at 900. And on target to become the Patriots' first 1,000-yard rusher in a season since John Stevens back in '88.
Well, it's a great job of the offensive line. Look at the zone blocking, everybody taking the person in front, and then really closed off by the left tackle that time, Bruce Armstrong, allowing Russell to bounce it to the outside and make a nice gain for the first down. Yeah, they've got a lot of first-round draft choices on that offensive line, and they've done a real good job allowing Russell to approach 1,000, like you said, Don.
Yeah, their offensive line under Fred Hoagland has been very impressive. New England. Here's a downfield throw, and again a completion. As the width arm of Drew Bledsoe delivers it on target again to Vincent Brisby, this time for a 14-yard gain. So Brisby with 2 catches for 39 yards.
That's a nice mix-up. Nice call on first down, and a good throw right over the middle. Good play pattern. And that's what they've got to do to Cleveland's defense. They got to mix it up, call some passes on first down. And so far today, Bledsoe has been right on the money with the big throws in the big situations.
He's loosened up that Browns run defense with this passing now. They've got to look pass. And he's going to throw again on first down. Another ball triggered downfield and almost an interception. It was not near a receiver. It was thrown right at Mike Johnson. Maybe that's why Mike plays defense. He can't catch it.
Well, Mike is he's a super player when it comes to run defense, and this ball almost comes right to the man. I'm talking about, I don't know what Bledsoe is looking at here. And look who's reading him. Look how well he reads and slides in front of the throw. And in fact, it was eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Either one of those guys had a shot at catching that ball. Stephon Moore was one of them.
But nobody got it. And now the 8th play of the drive arises for the Patriots. Ball position at the 43-yard line of Cleveland. No score in the first quarter. Leonard Russell takes it down to the 40. He had fumble problems early in the year. When we talked with Bill Parcells yesterday, he said, we cut down on fumbles everywhere he's coached with one simple directive. If you fumble, you don't play.
That gets to the point. If you fumble, you sit down and watch for the rest of the season, certainly the rest of the game. I saw him do Joe Morris like that back when we were playing, and Joe ended up being a great player. But Joe Morris, former All-Pro for the Giants, fumbled one time. He didn't play again the rest of the season almost.
Man.
He means it when he says that.
I guess he does. Here's Bledsoe on 3rd down. A big rush, a long ball, and going for it on a pickoff is Najee Mustafa. And they ruled he got it out of bounds. He did not have possession inbounds. So the Patriots will now have a chance to punt the ball. Bledsoe, after finding the target, now just misses throwing an interception on consecutive plays.
Now, we were told that Najee Mustafa is the best man-for-man cover guy on the team. He gets underneath Brisby, number 82 here, in perfect position. Look how he shields the receiver and just couldn't gather it in before he got out of bounds. Good position.
Saxon punts the ball left in a weird way, but it was a very good product in the end as it rolls down to the 6-yard line. There are penalty markers now, all over the field. 35-yard punt with no return, but let's see if it comes back here, Beasley.
That's one of the reasons I like Saxon.
Indications against the Browns, and that stops the clock in the first quarter. 6:56 to play in it, no score. Houston leading Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh 14-0. Buffalo leading Miami at Joe Robbie Stadium 6-0. Very important AFC games. The Oilers with a win at Pittsburgh would win the AFC Central. Gary Lane, the referee,
defense, 12 men on the field. Penalties declined.
Yeah,
first down.
Here's the culprit right here. They knew they had 2 minutes. They're telling this guy to get off. He's running as fast as he can, but he can't get there in time. Can't play with 12, Don.
Yeah, no. Up in Canada you can. And now a look at the natural gas quarterback efficiency leaders in the ASC. Joe Montana leading the way, followed by John Elway, who quarterbacked the 9th win of the season for the Broncos yesterday. Game you may have seen here on NBC as they beat the Bears at Chicago. Esiason of the Jets struggled against the Cowboys in a loss to Dallas yesterday, but Boomer's number 3 overall in the AFC. First and 10 now for the Browns. They're starting at their 6-yard line. Vardell cutting back. He breaks it. Tommy Vardell breaking through layer after layer of defense. Crashes ahead for a 14-yard gain for the Browns before Dwayne Saab finally brings him down.
Man, this is what it's all about in football here. Take a look at Tommy. It's a counter play where he starts to the right. The defense over pursues just a little bit. Now, the rest of it is Tommy. All of that's Tommy. The last 7 or 8 yards is just personal effort.
This time Vardell blocks and Eric Metcalf runs, and not very far as he does cross the 20 on a first down carry. John Washington, number 76, the lead tackler for New England, as the game clock shows 6:05 to play in the first quarter.
Now, sometimes you can catch him by surprise by sending a guy like Metcalf up the middle like that, but that's not really the way I use him. I swing him out of the backfield. I try to quick pitch him. I sweep him. I use him on wide plays, not up the middle.
A lot of ways you can use him, and before the afternoon's over, we'll see them all. Metcalf now, the lone setback. He gets it on a handoff. Darting into the line. One thing he can't do is bust through down linemen and linebackers at 190 pounds. Tim Goad, who the Browns coach called maybe the best nose tackle against the run in the AFC. Belichick high in his praise for number 72 for New England, Tim Goad.
And that's one of those jobs that you don't want your child to grow up and do. I mean, you give very little praise unless somebody really knows the game, like you just pointed him out, Don. But usually you just get beat up by people right there in the middle.
When the career's over, Tim's going fishing. He wants to be a professional bass fisherman. A lot of money to be made if you're good at it. Here's Eric Metcalf taking it across the 30, and he looks to have a first down for Cleveland. On a 3rd and 3 play, he's ahead for 3.5. And the Browns move the sticks and get 4 new downs.
Tell you what, that straight ahead football, a lot of courage by a little man. That's my offensive line can block your defensive line. They do a real good job of neutralizing Collins there. And Metcalf squirt it through a very small hole for the first down. That's a super job.
Metcalf now goes as a slot back to the right. Second player down from the top of your screen. Give goes no fake to Vardell and a throw to Eric Metcalf, and he's ahead for a gain of about 8 yards out to the 38-yard line. Browns with a much more wide open offense. They really opened it up against the Oilers last week. Didn't win, but they had 410 yards offense. Most since 1990 for a Cleveland team. You see what Metcalf did. Got 5 for over 100 yards.
And look at the average, Don. 20.2 per catch. That's beautiful.
And now we have 2nd down and 4 coming up from the 38-yard line of Cleveland. Cincinnati's gone in front of the Los Angeles Rams 3-0. Testaverde letting it go long, and he has a man on the fly. Mark Carrier. You knew it was coming last week on the Browns' first play from scrimmage. Testaverde hit Metcalf on a 49-yard touchdown pass. Now he finally throws deep and hits a 33-yard gainer.
This is a great throw. You look at Carey. He doesn't have to slow down. He doesn't have to adjust left or right. He simply runs under it. These guys were together at Tampa Bay. Back together again here with the Browns. They know each other very well. They know the adjustments. They know each other's moves and the way they think. That's a super connection.
Testaverde, who'd been troubled by interceptions in his previous 6 years, doing well this year. He's thrown 10 touchdown passes, just 7 interceptions with Cleveland. Again, he looks deep. Again, he has Leroy Horde fighting through defenders. And Leroy Horde, with his 31st catch of the year out of the backfield, has a 17-yard gain for Cleveland.
Boy, there's another great catch. Another great catch and run. Well, Leroy's a big back, and man, when you have that type of suppleness to be right in the crowd and bring that ball in like that, there's the first one. And then the second one was the Leroy Horde. I mean, those are great, great super catches.
Browns opening up their offense more and more with the strong arm of Vinny Testaverde. Vardell. And the nose tackle of the Patriots, Tim Goad, sheds the block of center Steve Everett. Makes a head-on hit for no gain. Pro Bowl type play for Tim Goad.
Those are really the only kind of plays he gets to make. It's in that what they call a two-gap defense, where he grabs the guy in front of him, in this case the young center Steve Everett, try to neutralize him and fall off in the direction that the runner goes. He did a good job that time.
Pitch back. Metcalf. Spinning. Juking. Doing everything he can to salvage something, and he does. He got ahead for a gain of 3 yards.
Boy, you can see how churned up that ground is, and Metcalf just did his part, churning it up a little bit more. Like you said, Don, spinning, churning, doing whatever he can do to make a play. This is the way I use this guy. You see the footing coming up underneath him just a little bit. Look at those moves.
An exceptional athlete. He was the NCAA long jump champion at the University of Texas. Long jumped almost 28 feet. It's 5'10". Testaverde on 3rd down. Looks, has an open man. Keenan McCardle. He's in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Browns looking awfully sharp on that drive. Been tough to score touchdowns on the Patriots of late, but the Browns drive it right down.
That was another great, very, very good patience by Testaverde. He has been excellent on this drive. They flooded 2 people out to the left of the touchdown catching Cardell. That's McCardle. Just a super throw by Vinny. This guy has had 3 strikes right on the money.
And the extra point is boomed up and through by Matt Stover, and the Browns will kick off when we come back. There is Michael Jackson, injured wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, but the man starting in his stead, Keenan McCardle, comes up with a big play.
Now take a look at what they do here. They send one receiver here. Here's McCardle, who crosses, and then they'll flood this zone. And it really works well. Watch a lot of receivers come to your left. There's the two crossing receivers over the middle, clearing the way for Keenan McCardle to make a super catch and a touchdown.
Well diagrammed, Beasley, and Testaverde well thrown. He hit 4 of 4 for 66 yards on that drive.
Boy, he was sharp as a tack. I mean, putting the ball right on the money, Mr. Testaverde. And the coaching staff was telling us how he's played very, very well since he's been a member of the Cleveland Browns.
He has all the goods. 6'5", 215 pounds, out of Miami of Florida. As we mentioned, the '87 Heisman winner. And the Browns with a very impressive drive. He sets up a lot faster than Kozar could before he left for Dallas. That's one big advantage Testaverde has, is his mobility, in addition to a gun arm. Now the ball is run back by Ronnie Harris. He's out to the 28-yard line. 18-yard return.
Another catch. There's one foot in, and the other foot is questionable, kind of half and half, it appears. But look right here. There's the man responsible for making the call, and he has the perfect vantage point.
Maybe not that perfect way to look back.
There's Mark Carrier, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, having a great time here in Cleveland, reunited with his old quarterback.
Got that cold weather gear on. Temperature in the low 40s. Bledsoe dumps it over the middle. Leonard Russell taking on tacklers, and he's ahead for a gain of almost 10 yards. In fact, it's going to be a first down as we go back to Jim Lampley in New York. Lamps?
Down in Miami, Buffalo scored on their opening drive, botched the PAT. Here's the Dolphins' answer. Scott Mitchell, 15 yards in the corner to Mark Ingram. Mitchell in his first drive in 5 weeks as starting QB, 4 of 5 for 50 yards. Dolphins kick the PAT, lead 7-6. Back to Don Criqui.
Where at Cleveland we have 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Patriots with the ball. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead on a Testaverde touchdown pass to Keenan McCardle. On first down, Leonard Russell, a workman-like back who just pounds it out. Play after play, taking the hits, putting on the yards, nearing 1,000 for the season. He should have that over the course of this game and the next two, as we're almost out of time here in the first quarter. Patriots conclude regular season play at Foxborough. They'll go against the Indianapolis Colts next Sunday. Tickets are available. And then the following week they go against the Miami Dolphins, which the Patriots are looking at as their playoff game. That could have a big bearing on the playoffs. Right now, the first quarter is out, and there's a timeout on the field.
No.
The game, Clay Matthews, a starter at outside linebacker for 15 seasons. Got an introduction here at Cleveland Stadium, a big ovation.
NFL seasons, playing today in his Browns record 230th game. The right outside linebacker, number 57, Clay Matthews.
And now back to live action. Corey Kroom runs the ball for the Patriots on first down and gets it close to the 48-yard line.
Everybody in the National Football League respects that guy right there. 16 years. Nobody's ever done it at the linebacker position. That's a tough position. You've got to be a great athlete to play it. And in his 16th season, 5-time Pro Bowler, he's still out there making plays. Everybody respects him.
It really is unbelievable. 15 years as a starting linebacker.
Yeah.
He rarely leaves the field. A good pass cover also. Hand off. Sam Gash runs it on second and short and appears to have a first down for New England. And before long, the Patriots will be going deep, looking to hit on a touchdown pass, maybe right from here.
There's the guy with the arm to do it. That Gash, Sam Gash, and Kevin Turner. Those are two good fullbacks that Bill Parcells has the luxury of employing. These guys block well, they run well. That was nothing but straight power, straight ahead for the first down. There's Kevin Turner over on the sideline waiting his turn to play. Two good ones, interchangeable.
Yeah, the Browns coach is very complimentary, particularly their ability to block Gash and Turner. Bledsoe looking deep. This could be it. There's a lofted ball, and he's got a little bit too much on it for the streaking Michael Timpson. As Elwyn Jones covering, but not very well. Timpson had him beaten. Bledsoe couldn't find the mark.
Well, Drew's got to be upset with himself after that throw, because the receiver was open, and Drew can hit anything. I mean, that's just one of those growing things. It's young quarterback, and that's where they've been lacking some of the big play production, although Drew's hit some good shots today, and he's hit some good shots this season. Boy, people marvel. What they love about him is his delivery. Big-time throwing motion.
That was one of Parcells' laments when we talked to him yesterday. We've not been able to make big plays in the passing game, he said. There's another one downfield. Not close. No penalty call. Woo, here one comes in late. The receiver got clotheslined. Corey Kroom by Stevan Moore.
Just a little hook, a little bit, a little bit early by Stevan Moore. He'll come from the right side of your screen and kind of reach over the top. Let's see who that is. That might not be Stevan. Was that number 27? There he is right there. He says it wasn't me.
He just got a big new contract, Stevan Moore.
Those guys make a lot of plays. Stevan Moore.
He really makes them.
Yeah, he's got well over 100 tackles for the season.
Well, most recent play, not one of his best, pass interference. But Moore, who came in here as a free agent, just signed a contract, or it's just being finalized, for about $1.4 million a season. Belichick said of him, I don't know where we'd be without him. That's how good he's been.
Well, he's been all over the field. They've got a good duo back there, Turner.
Pass interference, defense, spot foul, first down.
So the Patriots get a first down, and they drive on with 13:33 to play in the first half.
Well, this is that spot on the field, Don, where you take a shot. Now, Parcells is a conservative player, but right now, Bledsoe's got enough room to try to throw it down there, maybe hit Big Ben Coates.
Browns with a very formidable pass rush. Both defensive ends have 8 sacks. Bledsoe looks, throws, and he gets his man. It is Corey Kroom again out of the backfield, as Bledsoe, learning as he moves on in his first year in the National Football League, makes the read progression. Looked at one wide receiver covered, another covered, and went to the swing out back to get him.
Now, that's the second time in the course of this football game that Bledsoe did something that Parcells said he's had trouble doing, and that's finding the check down receiver when the big play receiver is covered. See him look, and then find his check down, Corey Kroom, the easy little throw right over the middle.
And it's a first down for the Patriots.
Oh, there's the gun.
And what
There's the gun.
Snaps off a fastball to Vincent Brisby. 12-yard gain and a Patriot first down to the 10-yard line.
That's why everybody says the guy's going to be great. I mean, we saw the touch throw to Brisby earlier. Now, this is a fastball. I mean, this is no changeup. That was like a zoop right in there to the chest. Perfect throw.
The other arm like that in the league right now is Indianapolis, Jeff George.
Absolutely.
Bledsoe looks into the end zone. He fires, and Kroom can't hold on. Almost to score. It'll be second down and goal. The linebackers aren't covering Corey Kroom right now, Beasley.
Well, he threaded the needle. I mean, this should be a touchdown, and here's the perfect look at it. This will be like you're the receiver here. Look at that. That's on the money, right in the end zone. I call that split personality. He saw one of those linebackers out of one eye, and he saw the football out of the other. Broke his concentration just a little bit for Corey Kroom.
But you have to feel they're going to be going back to that. Kroom has been consistently open on the over-the-middle patterns out of the backfield. Pitch back to Kroom. Just about everybody on the Cleveland defense hits him, led by middle linebacker Mike Johnson and Michael Dean Perry.
Now, Parcells and his coaches know they could not run that ball in there for a touchdown. That's why they threw on consecutive plays back there, trying to get it in the end zone while they still had room because of that. The defensive line and the linebackers for Cleveland are so good that it'll be very difficult to just line up and run this ball in for a touchdown.
Ninth play of the drive coming up for the Patriots. They trail 7-0. And leaving very early was Rob Burnett. So instead of 3rd and goal from the 11.
Encroachment, defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty.
From the 6.
Still third down.
There's a big fellow right here, and he's going to just fly out of there. Nobody moved. You saw that Eugene Chung and Bruce Armstrong, they were dead still. Barnett tried to convince the officials that somebody flinched. Eugene Chung didn't move.
So it's 3rd and goal now for the Patriots on the 6-yard line. Bledsoe in trouble, fires to the end zone. His receiver fell down. It's incomplete, and Matt Barr comes out to try a field goal. Patriots signing Matt Barr after he was cut by the Eagles after missing a couple last week in a 10-7 loss to the Bills. Matt Barr kicked here in Cleveland for 9 seasons, and Bill Parcells had him in 1990. He said he was the most effective kicker he ever had. They won a Super Bowl that year, and Barr was a big part of the success story.
Well, he kicked that ball against San Francisco that ended 3-peat. You remember that? These guys made some big kicks.
He just made another one. Not of Super Bowl dimensions, but it puts the Patriots on the board, down 7-3 in the second quarter.
Today, 19...
In the race for the playoffs, the Bills now in front 9-7 over the Dolphins. Houston with a 14-0 lead over the Steelers. KC later today at San Diego as the Chiefs vie with the Broncos for the AFC Western Championship, and the Raiders are certainly well in there. They'll play against Tampa Bay later today at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Metcalf and Horde are back deep. Bouncing kick downfield. This is Leroy Horde, a fullback from Michigan. Busting it up the middle. A hard running back. Leroy Horde is out to the 36-yard line. A 26-yard return. Christmas Day, a full plate for you here on NBC Sports beginning at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Following NBA Showtime, Hakeem Olajuwon and the Red Hot Rockets, who won again last night, take on Charles Barkley and the Western Conference champions, the Phoenix Suns. Then we bring you some NFL action. First NFL Live, followed by another hot Houston team, the Oilers, who are going for their 9th straight win today as they collide with the San Francisco 49ers at Candlestick. Finally, it's back to the NBA as Shaquille O'Neal spends his Christmas on the hardwood in Chicago when the Magic take on Scottie Pippen and the Bulls. That's all Christmas Day here on NBC. The handoff to Metcalf. They try to strip the ball. Andre Tippett, a martial arts expert with great hand strength and speed, took a whack at the ball. He can take a whack. Move your head as well as the ball. He is really, a lot of guys claim to be black belts. This guy is a world class. He's got in about 6 different disciplines.
Yes, he has several black belts and several schools that he teaches, owns and teaches at.
Bardell runs, and then the referee from way off the play fires in a penalty marker. Vincent Brown and Todd Collins, the middle backers, inside backers on the stop for the Patriots. Penalty marker stopping the clock with 10:19 to go in the half.
Holding offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
The right guard, Bob Dahl.
Bob Dahl is 72 on the right side right here. You see him trying to hold on right there. You saw him holding on to Tim Goad just as he fell off the block, and that's a good call by the referees.
Bob Dahl playing with a heavy heart. It was his close friend, and they were both defensive tackles at Notre Dame. Jeff Ahm, who took his own life tragically this week in Houston. Now it is second down and 17 coming up for the Cleveland Browns. Good play fake by Vinny Testaverde, and he hits the open man. Brian Kitchen, the tight end, is over midfield and down to the 43-yard line of the Patriots. Harlan Barnett, a former Brown, brought him down, but it was 29-yard gain on the play.
Well, they mugged Kitchen right before he caught this ball. They did everything they could do to stop him. Watch this. There's a mugging, a little bumping by Barnett. Still, Kitchen makes the catch on what was another great throw by Vinny Testaverde. You can't say enough about Vinny so far in this game. This guy's put it on the money.
Where he really looks good is just the way he sets up. He's so mobile. He was projected to be a superstar when he came out of Miami. Maybe he'll realize that here in Cleveland. And come to greatness as Vardell runs and Goad stops him. One thing that's interesting, all the Bernie Kosar shirts, I don't think they're selling like they were. There's not any in the stands today anyway.
Well, it takes time, and time heals all wounds. A lot of people are starting to be more comfortable with Vinny now, and if he plays well, that'll count. There we go. See? Leave it to our crew. Our crew will find it. If there's one guy out there, it's a great shot. So there's still some guys hanging on to it. Vinny lost a lot of weight, looks good, playing very confident.
He's 6 for 7 in this game for 98 yards and a touchdown. He does the right thing, throws the ball away. Nobody was open, and the rush was on.
See, that's an athletic move that Bernie might have had trouble with.
Penalty marker now in Beasley after the play. Signals against the Browns. Maybe a man was downfield.
That's what happened because they set the screen up. That happens a lot. If a screen doesn't work and the quarterback tries to improvise a little bit, the linemen have to start blocking after a certain hit count. They go 1,001, 1,002, then they run downfield to block. So that's kind of a natural penalty when a screen doesn't work. Another point, Vinny utilized that new rule this year, ran out of the tackle box and then threw the ball away, and that's the reason there was no intentional grounding penalty.
Vinny's parents have been in town this week. His dad gets too worked up, can't watch him play. He watches him practice during the week, and then at 1 o'clock on Sunday, he goes to church for the duration of the game.
Well, you can help them.
I mean, you can do worse things than that.
You can help there a lot.
Ineligible. Downfield. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Bill Belichick, with much more diversity in recent weeks in his Browns offense. Now Testaverde on 3rd down and 9. Sets the play. Tippett looks like he's going to blitz. He does. They pick it up. Testaverde stands in. He throws to an open man. The touchdown scorer, Keenan McCardle, has a 1st down grab inside the 25-yard line. 3rd and 9, and Testaverde threads it for a 19-yard gain.
Well, that's a natural little pocket in that particular defense. You see that the safeties have half the field. The natural hole is going to be right in the middle. Now watch your safeties move. See them take half of the field and look at the natural pocket right in the middle. And when the quarterback recognizes that defense, that's where he'll try to hit. That's the natural weakness of that particular defense.
And that was the 2nd catch from McCardle for 29 yards total. The 1st for a touchdown. Metcalf weaving his way. A bounce in his step as Metcalf darts inside the 20-yard line, tackled by John Washington. It is cold and overcast on the shores of Lake Erie at Cleveland Stadium, where the Browns at 6 and 7, but still alive mathematically for a playoff spot, looking sharp behind the right arm of Vinny Testaverde. Cleveland under coach Bill Belichick, coming off what Belichick called the Browns' most disappointing loss of the season. They were beaten last week on a late field goal, 19-17, by the Oilers at Houston. The Dolphins have now gone in front of the Bills 10-9. Vardell runs the ball and takes it down to the 15-yard line. Vincent Brown, who Belichick says is as good as any inside linebacker in the NFL, makes the stop.
Now Vincent Brown should be a Pro Bowler. I mean, this is one of those crimes when you're a great player on a team that's struggling. That guy should be voted to the Pro Bowl. I mean, he's a super player.
Yeah, that's a shame. Look at that, 130 tackles.
Look at the look on that guy. How'd you like to run into that?
The eyes of a hunter. Vinny's his prey, can't get to him, and the throw over the middle is incomplete, and another marker comes in. Field judge fires it in from way back.
Now, you see the players kind of tapping their hands there on the left side. They're saying the ball was tipped, so it's legal for you to hit a guy and push a guy.
Defensive holding on the Patriots. 1st down, Cleveland.
Well, you got to try to make your point. defensive players were trying to convince the officials that it wasn't holding.
Offense, number 59. Because the ball was tipped, has no regard on holding. 5-yard penalty, first down.
See, they were trying to sell the officials on a bogus little rule there. They didn't fall for it.
No, Jerry Lane handles the game well. And it's now first down and goal for Cleveland. Browns leading 7-3, 6:20 to play in the first half. Vardell runs as Wolfley, 26, came in motion to block. Tim Goad again, the run stopper for New England. And here comes Metcalf back into the game. And usually when he comes in, he's going to get the ball somehow.
Well, you know, I'd swing him once again, try to get him one-on-one.
Al Groh, the defensive coordinator, to your left, to Bill Parcells' right. His defense really standing tall in recent weeks. Over the last 7 games, the Patriots allowing only 11 points a game. Testaverde takes a look, makes a throw, and Keenan McCardle is wide open. A completely blown coverage. McCardle uncovered with his second touchdown pass of the day. Bees, you're a defensive back. What went wrong here?
That never happened to me. Here he is on the outside out here, and nobody, because of his own principle, that's the reason Hurst let him go. The free safety should have been there. I mean, that's the spot where the free safety should be standing. That was unbelievable.
Hurst and Brown have been the Patriots' 2 best players this year.
Now, playing in the middle of the field that time was number 28, Deion Lambert, and he was nowhere near him.
The extra point hit up and good by Matt Stover.
Things are worth the price. By the Citizen Watch Company, because Citizen is how the world tells time. By Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers, the best hamburgers and a whole lot more. And by Hertz, for business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
Now, I blame that touchdown on Deion Lambert, but I believe he's covering the tight end. I'm thinking now that it could be the corner that inadvertently looked and thought Vinny was coming to the left with the ball and let him go just at the last second. But these defenses are so complicated today, it's hard to blame anybody. Let's just say that the defense broke down.
Ronnie Harris now runs back the kickoff. Takes a big strike at the 15-yard line and goes down there. And we'll be back in a moment.
Finally, there's a team, a pivotal AFC East encounter. The Jets are striving to fly high and land in the playoffs as the Science and company look to lower the boom on Buffalo. But the Bills are in the thick of the race as well and need this one to continue their surge towards the postseason. Division rivals collide next Sunday on NBC.
Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more NFL action beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. And many of you will see the battle between the Jets and the Bills. Also, the Browns go against the Rams next Sunday. Check your local listings. As Bledsoe throws, hits an open man, the tight end, Ben Coates. And when we talk about opposing defensive coaches talking about Metcalf of the Browns, opposing defensive coaches talking about the Patriots offense, talk about Ben Coates. Some people think he's as good as any tight end in the league right now.
He is developing into one of the best receiving and blocking tight ends in the National Football League. He's leading this team in receptions with 42 this year, and just after the catch, you saw how fast the guy can run. He's a super player. We've seen some 40, 45-yard runs by that guy after the catch.
Bledsoe gets some time, takes a look, fires downfield, but he's much too high. And there's also a penalty marker down. There might be a holding call against New England.
Well, some of the defensive players for Cleveland are looking like saying, what did I do?
Oh, they roughed the passer.
Bill Johnson, number 94, was standing there saying, what did I do?
Down,
I don't know
Patriots.
if he did it or not.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 94, blow with the head, 15-yard penalty.
Bill
First
Johnson,
down.
number 94. Big defensive lineman from Michigan State.
Here comes Bill in late right there, and that's just a head in the chest with the head down just a little bit. Bill tried to plead his case at the end, but they caught him.
It's a big man, Bill Johnson.
Yeah, that's a lot of man to be running into your chest with a helmet.
Bledsoe up and all right and ready to throw again on first down. Long ball. Beautifully done, but out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Patriots as Michael Timpson tightrope the sideline.
Well, we're seeing the passing game open up, and it's, believe me, it is not by choice. Now, take a look at the coverage. It's just as Rod Smith running stride for stride in pretty good position. I tell you, that's the only place that the ball could have been thrown would be toward the sideline and over the shoulder. That time out of bounds. That was Selwyn Jones on the coverage, number 22.
And that brings up second down and 10 for New England. Browns in the lead, 14-3. Mike Johnson right on top of the play, covering Kevin Turner out of the backfield, making the hit just as the ball arrives, so it's incomplete.
Well, this is the check down man that Bill Parcells has been wanting his quarterback to look for when everybody's covered, but I don't think he meant when there was a player standing about a foot away from him. Mike Johnson smelled that out all the way.
On the other side, Vinny Testaverde having a great day throwing the ball. 8 of 10 for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bledsoe needing a big throw here. Third down and 10, New England. He has a man, and he has the reception. Michael Timpson eluding the defensive back, circling in behind that zone coverage in a 24-yard gain.
Big throw and a big play in a big situation. You know, Parcells was telling us we need big plays in the passing game to keep drives going and to get plays in the end zone. Now look at Timpson. It's called a post corner route. He'll lean to the inside and then bounce to the outside by Ray Hilliard on the coverage, number 39, and he beats him completely.
So the Patriots drive on, down 14-3 in the second quarter. Bledsoe pump faking. He wisely throws the ball away just before he's leveled. Browns getting a consistent rush. Patriot quarterbacks have been tough to sack. They've only allowed 22 sacks all season, New England, one of the low totals in the league.
This is such a smart play by a young quarterback. This is one of the things that you have to tell a quarterback over and over again, especially a young guy. If we're having success, we've got a drive going. Just do the smart thing. Throw it out of bounds. Throw it into the ground. You know, don't throw it up there for grabs. And made a smart decision that time.
Last year, the Patriots allowed 65 sacks, only 22 so far this year. Here's a throw and a catch. Ball on the field. It's a live ball. Selwyn Jones on the run, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Now they're waving it off for saying incomplete. They rule it an incomplete pass. Patriots keep the ball and have 3rd and 10 coming up.
This is a big hit at the end of the play here. That was Stevan Moore, number 27, coming in, lowering his shoulder. Look at him lining him up. Tell you, that looked like a catch.
No turnovers so far in this game, but it's been very close a few times. Bledsoe under an all-out rush. They came with a safety blitz.
Dale Spear, number 43, coming in and legally spearing the quarterback that time. That's just that's a great call. There's Clay Matthews, 57, forcing inside. And look at Spear coming in. And also Stevan Moore blitzing down the middle.
Second.
And with 4th and 10 coming up, there's Nick Saban, defensive coordinator for Cleveland. With 4th and 10 coming up for New England, the Patriots are keeping their offense on the field with 3:28 to play, and the Browns in the lead 14-3. And the Patriots are going to punt the ball. They kept their offense out, and just now sent out their punter, Mike Saxon. Browns in the lead 14-3 with 3:28 to play in the first half. High punt, nicely done by Saxon if the Patriots can down it, and they will. Look at this, they'll down it at the 2-yard line. So the Patriots, who have struggled a bit on special teams this year, get an excellent special teams play. 34-yard punt that's knocked stiff and dead at the 2.
That's what I like about Saxon. He's a guy that will give up the yardage to try to down those balls. 2 good punts by him.
2 weeks from now, on New Year's Day, NBC has a day of college football bowl action you'll want to see from start to finish. Beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern time is the IBM Fiesta Bowl. It kicks things off with Miami taking on Arizona. Then number 4 Notre Dame goes against number 7 Texas A&M in the Mobile Cotton Bowl. And finally, the matchup, number 1 Nebraska takes on Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward and the number 2 ranked Florida State Seminoles for the national championship in the Federal Express Orange Bowl. New Year's Day, be with us. NBC Sports starts it all at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Hand off to Eric Metcalf. He gets some little room out to close to the 7-yard line, tackled by Brown and Collins, the middle backers. Pretty amazing, isn't it, Beasley? You got Nebraska rated number 1 in the country, a 17-point underdog against number 2. What's going on here?
That is.
Are we missing something?
We are missing something there, huh?
Bledsoe has thrown the ball 20 times already in this game. He's 7 for 20 throwing the ball. Right now it's the Patriot defense on the field looking to get it back with 3:09 to play. And a timeout on the field.
Well, that's not classic New England football, but as I said earlier, they're not going to be able to run the ball, so they have to throw it.
Halftime, we'll be going to New York for the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Jim Lampley and Mike Ditka. They'll have all the scores and stories and an updated look at the playoff picture, which is coming a bit more into focus. Tim Godin looks like a football player, doesn't he?
That could be a poster.
Second down and 6 for the Browns on their own 7.
Arhiel from North Carolina.
Yeah.
One of the lightest nose tackles in the NFL and one of the quickest. Hand off to Vardell. Patriots shut that down. On second down and 6, the gain is just 2 yards. Vinny Testaverde, very impressive in the first half. Look at those numbers.
2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's the problem that he's had throughout his career, is interceptions. But he's played very well here in Cleveland. Lost a lot of weight, very slim. And Coach Belichick was telling us this guy has done a great job. I mean, they are so happy to have him. And they're going to hang their hat on Vinny Testaverde.
Well, you figure he's the number 1 player picked in the entire draft in 1988.
He had to get out of Tampa. Too many bad things happened for him.
Down in Tampa?
Yeah.
You played down there for a while.
Yeah, sure
fan
did.
pressure was tremendous, or?
It was just things got so negative. I mean, every time he'd go anywhere, people would boo him and talk about him. So this move to Cleveland has been just like, it's been a second chance and a breath of fresh air, and he's taken full advantage of it.
Well, Parcells, who assesses the Browns, said this team is not far away from being real good, and Testaverde could be the final piece. Next Saturday, a lot of action here on NBC Sports as we kick it off with NBA basketball at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Christmas Day. Following NBA Showtime, Hakeem Olajuwon and the Red Hot Rockets take on Charles Barkley and the Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns. Then we bring you NFL action. First NFL Live, followed by another hot Houston team, the Oilers, as they meet with the San Francisco 49ers. And finally, it's back to the NBA as Shaquille O'Neal spends his Christmas on the hardwood in Chicago when the Magic take on Scottie Pippen and the Bulls. That's all Christmas Day here on NBC Sports. Third down and 3 coming up. Handoff to Metcalf. running wide, cutting back, and he's to the 12-yard line on 3rd and 3. The Patriots shut him down. So that punt strategy working well now as Cleveland will have to punt the ball on 4th down.
Well, the idea is to stay at this end of the field, and that strategy did work. You know, I thought they'd go for it on 4th down, but it's turned out to work well for them.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Miami fans have had more than offense to cheer this year. On defense, number 51, Brian Cox. Number 91, Jeff Cross. And number 90, Marco Coleman, have become 3 of the best young defenders in the game. They're a trio of awesome sack masters who make Miami the best they can be.
Precious than gold, sweeter than the honey. They are more precious than gold. They make wine.
With 3 hours of breathtaking picture and sound on a single tape, and instant playback at the touch of a button, nothing portrays the moments that color our lives like a Sony Handycam camcorder. It's your life. Isn't it worth a Sony?
Back at Cleveland Stadium, Don Criqui with Beasley, Reece. Last week, the Browns had the most offense by a Cleveland team, 410 yards in 3 years when they played the tough Houston Oilers. And today, Testaverde's keeping it up. This guy looks good.
Boy, he has been sharp with every throw has just been really, really good. He looks confident. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and that's
I think
what
you
they were
said,
looking for.
very important, Beasley. He's really happy to be here and away from Tampa.
Well, it's a fresh start for the guy, and he has taken full advantage of it.
Yes. Ronnie Harris is back deep now for New England, standing at his 45-yard line. Brian Hansen, end over end. Harris will field it. They set up a return right. Ronnie Harris is inside the 30-yard line, and there are no markers down as the Patriots set up a picket line of blockers to the right side, and Harris, after a 36-yard punt, sprints it back on a return of 22 yards.
Boy, this is a gutsy catch. First of all, running right into the teeth of the coverage. When you get past that first wave, you can do some great stuff, and he got clearly through it. Good, smooth running, a nice stride, and a great return.
Lewis Riddick finally caught him, but the Patriots in good field position now with 1:49 to play in the first half. The continuing speculation about who's going to own the Patriots. James Orthwine, the present owner, has the team openly for sale, and there's speculation it could be sold within a month. Bledsoe looks, swings it out. He's got Kevin Turner. And Turner is out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Well done by Turner. He got yards, and he stopped the clock with 1:43 to play as the Patriots are out of timeouts.
You know, you were talking about that sell of the team. Parcells was telling us he's got a lot of concerns, and one of his concerns is who's going to own the team. I mean, it goes beyond what's happening on the field here over the last couple of weeks. He wants to know who's going to own it and what will his commitment be to getting free agents in here.
Turner working inside the 20-yard line, and the clock ticks on down. 1:31 to play in the first half. A very important possession for Patriots as the Browns hold a 14-3 lead. Third down dive. Bledsoe gets the first down. Great faking by the wide receivers. They all ran deep patterns, and Bledsoe took it on a quarterback dive. He downs the ball with 1:09 to play. Loses it down, but stops the clock.
Boy, that was a smart play. They made all the linemen drop back like they were going to pass block. Bledsoe able to sneak up for the first down.
Parcells in very good spirits. I mean, he realizes it's a building process and talks about being a long way off, but really deep down you get the feeling he doesn't think they are a long way off. Being pretty good. Bledsoe throws.
Oh, they brought everybody.
Full blitz by the Cleveland Browns. And that brings up third down now as Corey Kroom, he's that running back that was open so much earlier, comes into the game.
There's about 8 people blitzing there. There's Stephon Moore, number 27 on the left side of your screen. He's a safety. He was blitzing. They brought everybody. Bledsoe had no time.
Nick Saban calling out the defensive signals. Third down and 10. Here come the safeties up to blitz. Bledsoe looks, throws. He's got a man. And all the way down to the 5-yard line. And apparently enough for a first down. We'll see where they mark the ball. Is Michael Timpson. That was great execution by Drew Bledsoe against a full blitz.
That's what they do to young players. They blitz them in big situations, hoping that they'll make a mistake. Bledsoe didn't see it quickly the first time. The second time on back-to-back blitzes, he saw it well and delivered the ball perfectly.
The official makes the spot, and they're going to have to bring the chains across to see if he did get a first down. Michael Timpson with a big play combining with Bledsoe. He didn't get there. Man, that was fast. So that creates a further dilemma for the Patriots. They now have no timeouts. Fourth down arises. And 1 minute left to play in the game. At Barr, who hit his first try today, he is replacing for today Scott Sisson, but Parcells still has hopes of a great future for Scott Sisson in the NFL with the Patriots. To take some of the pressure off him, he wants Barr here not only to kick down the stretch, but also to work with Sisson.
Here we go, 4th and about an inch. This is what it's all about. Timeout, though, by Cleveland.
Patriots fans can't take too many more of these fourth down all-important plays like the one they had at Pittsburgh. Final play of the game, over the top, and Bledsoe, and the ruling of the linesman was an inch short.
Boy, that play was so close.
Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more NFL action beginning at 12:30 Eastern time with NFL Live. Then many of you will see the AFC East battle where the Jets go against the Bills. Some of you will see the Browns go against the Los Angeles Rams, or the Patriots meet the Indianapolis Colts. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Bill Belichick, who coached for 8 years under Bill Parcells with the New York Giants, first the linebacker coach and defensive back coach in 1990 when the Giants won their second Super Bowl. They did it primarily with defense, and Belichick was the defensive coordinator.
They are good friends. They talk on the phone, Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. They've spoken a few times this season, but they spoke a lot back when Parcells was an analyst for us here at NBC. Belichick used to call him a lot for advice.
We'll see what advice he's given Drew Bledsoe on a fourth down try. Play fake. They throw. It's a touchdown for New England. They gamble and they win, and the Patriots swing the ball out to Kevin Turner, and the Patriots are right back in the game with 56 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, I wonder if that timeout by Cleveland didn't give Bill Belichick and his guys just too much time to think and come up with the perfect play.
Good call. That's right. Patriots were out of timeout. They had time to put into play, looking to win. They risk a fourth down throw, and they score. Now Barr's on the field to try the point after, which he drills through. And all of a sudden, it's a 14-10 game with still 56 seconds to go in the first half. So Vinny Testaverde has time to possibly do some damage.
When you talk about calls, this is one of the all-times, and I still contend that Cleveland never should have called that timeout. Just a super call. Kevin Turner slipping out of the backfield. The Browns obviously expected them to try to stuff it up the middle or stuff it off one of the tackles. And Parcells gets exactly what he wants. No timeouts. The Browns give him a timeout.
And Turner, who's caught the ball well, makes his 26th reception of the season. Good for his second touchdown of the year. Turner, a second-year fullback out of Alabama. Now Matt Barr is ready to kick it off from his 35-yard line. Day getting colder. It's been overcast. There has been the threat of rain, but after some misting rain this morning, there's been none during the game. Playing on a natural grass field. Barr, talking about place kicking, said it's a pretty black and white business. You kick it and you stay. You miss it and you go. You missed 2 last week and he went. Metcalf and Randy Baldwin are now back for the Cleveland Browns. Well hit ball downfield. Metcalf backpedals to the end zone and he'll down the ball. So Barr delivers a touchback kickoff. And the Browns will start from their 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a guy that can put it a long way in a hurry. Vinny Testaverde.
Especially against the defenses that the New England Patriots like to run. They like to run those double zones that I diagrammed for you earlier. And there are some natural big play possibilities against that defense. It's hard to run against it, but you can hit fade routes up the sidelines, and you can hit balls right down the middle of the field. And as I look out at the safeties for New England, they're lining up in a pre-snap read in that exact defense. So if they throw against it, look for it down the middle or up the sidelines.
We'll see as first down now. The first down snap coming up. Testaverde looks at Metcalf, swings it to him. He'll dance out of bounds. Browns making a critical error last week just before halftime at Houston. When on a pass play down to the 5-yard line, he didn't get out of bounds and were unable to stop the clock and never got off a field goal try that ultimately would have been enough to win the game. They lost by 2 in the end. Belichick, how much does he have to do with the offense, Beasley?
He's got a lot to do with it, but he calls those plays by committee. He's got people who, you know, they kind of discuss each play. They don't have an offensive coordinator, but they discuss it and call it as a group.
Metcalf picks up a cloud of dust and goes down at the 26-yard line as the Browns let the clock run now. It's down to 40 seconds to play in the half.
Fans didn't like that. If you could hear them booing, they want to see some. They want to see some one of those long throws and try to get down at least in field goal range. So they're a little. You can hear them now. Everybody's a coach.
Yeah, everybody wants a home run ball. And Vinny Testaverde doesn't look like he's going to throw one as he downs the ball. Brown fans boo the call, but they like the results of 2 quarters of play as Cleveland holds to a 14-10 lead. Coming up next, Jim Lampley in New York with the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Here in Cleveland, it is the Browns leading the Patriots 14-10.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report.
The targets, you know, with his big gun, Michael Jackson out of the game today with a sore knee. Number 87, Keenan McCardle, has been the guy. This is his 2nd touchdown as he slips in behind the Patriot defense to score. Testaverde has been super.
And then the Patriots gambled when they had to. 4th down and inches for a first down. Time running out in the first half. Bledsoe play fakes and throws to an open fullback, Kevin Turner, for a touchdown.
And they had no timeouts left. The Cleveland Browns, I think, mistakenly helped them out by calling the timeout, giving Parcells time to, you know, think about it and call the play that really worked well, getting them a touchdown.
And right now we take a look at the Coors Light Silver Bullet halftime statistics. First downs, pretty even. Rushing yards, Browns with an advantage there.
One of the big keys, no turnovers.
Yeah, that's the biggest
and
key.
One of the surprises would be the number of times that the Patriots have actually passed the ball today. 25 times already.
In the first half, 25 throws by Bledsoe. Here's Leroy Horde running it back. And he'll give Cleveland good field position as he takes the ball out to the 29-yard line. A 23-yard return on the play. Deon Lambert was the tackler as we look at the near-perfect numbers for Vinny Testaverde.
They're proud of him today. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and interceptions. I mean, this guy has got a ton of career interceptions. but he hasn't had that problem here in Cleveland.
129 to be exact, and this is
That's
7th
a bunch.
season. That's a lot. Versus 87 touchdown passes. But this season, 11 touchdown passes, just 7 interceptions for Testaverde. 12 touchdown passes with 2 today, and he's going to put it up on first down. Here comes the rush. He swings it out, and he hit Leroy Horde about as well as you can hit him, right in the hands, but Leroy couldn't hold on, and he's a good pass catcher. Vinny comes over, claps his hands as if to say it's all right, we're going to go back to it.
And see, you wonder how a guy that is this, I mean, this guy's a great receiver. And this one, he just you can see his head is turned away from the ball, worried about the Andre Tippett factor. Andre coming up to hit him there. Took his eye off the ball just before he actually secured it.
And that brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Browns. Bardell, 240 pounds with a burst to the outside, but there could be a holding call as there's a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. And a holding call is signaled by referee Gary Lane.
You know, when Tommy takes the handoff, you can tell he's going to bounce it out. This guy, he's almost too big to be able to bounce it out that well, but he does it a lot.
Holding, 88, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Now watch Kitchen on the right-hand side of your screen. He's got the most important block when a player's trying to bounce out. You see him grab and hang on, and that's the super call by the referees. Kitchen's got the big block when a player's going to run wide. He's got the one that seals the corner.
And that makes it 2nd and 20. Let's watch Metcalf, a player the Patriot coaches talk about putting unbelievable pressure on the defense over the middle of the field. Here is Metcalf getting the ball. Showing a lot of heart, taking on big people with a head-on charge. He didn't get much, though, and it brings up 3rd down and long. Third down and about 15.
That's a tough play to run down against that double zone that I've been talking about much of this game that the Patriots so love to run, because in that particular zone, you have people who are assigned to stand in the flats. So that's the reason they come so quickly and converge here, is that there are people standing there already. There you see the rest of the team coming in to join in on the tackle.
Rico Smith comes to the near side. 2 wide receivers set to the left. On 3rd down and 15 for Cleveland. Mark Carrier makes the catch. And did he get to the 1st down marker? It looks like he might be less than a yard short where they're spotting the ball. 3rd and 15. He got 14 and a half. Let's see what the Browns do.
Well, the fans are saying go.
You got Bardell. I tell you, though, at your end of the field this early in the 2nd half.
No, I wouldn't do it, but the fans are saying go for it.
Yeah, the guy said if you listen to the fans, you're a coach, pretty soon you're sitting up there with him. Belichick unhappy with the mark, apparently.
Now, this is very close. I mean, it's a great effort by Carrier. You see Maurice Hurst. Mo Hurst is assigned to stand in that flat in the double zone like I was talking about a few minutes ago. And that's the reason he came up so quickly. It's the reason he was there so quickly. That's his assignment, to stand there and wait on that particular play.
Well, the percentages are you're going to get, you know, half a yard with a fullback like Bardell.
Well, it would be.
Also, the percentages are if you turn the ball over for some reason you don't, you might put the whole game in jeopardy.
Yeah, people are booing here, but that's an unreasonable gamble. When you're winning on your side of the football field at this stage of the game, you have to punt it.
And that's what Brian Hansen's out there to do. The very fast Ronnie Harris, number 84, is back deep for New England, standing back at his 17-yard line.
Ronnie Harris has done a super job today. He secured the ball well, had the one big return.
Hansen standing back at his 25-yard line. The Browns, they might run you running something. They got a weird-looking formation out there. A lot of guys looking back like they might don't know if they're going to snap it at the up back. No, they're going to punt it. And it's well hit downfield. Harris heads for the sideline, and Ronnie Harris starts out of bounds at the 23-yard line. 48-yard punt and a 9-yard return.
Boy, that's a dangerous job returning punts. It's very difficult for that first guy to tackle you because he's running out of control. So Harris easily got away from Horde and just picked up a quick 9.
You were a punt returner, weren't you?
Oh, my goodness. Don't bring that up. I have the worst average in the history of the league for the number of punts that I returned.
How many did you return?
Oh, a bunch. I mean, 50, 60 returns. And I was horrible at it. But Bledsoe's...
you must have done something right. They kept using you.
Well, I didn't drop the ball. As I try to quickly get you off the subject, Bledsoe is at quarterback.
Yeah, that's rule number 1. Catch it. Can't go very far without it. Leonard Russell runs the ball on first down to the 26-yard line. Tackled by Pepper Johnson and defensive end Anthony Pleasant. Browns have tremendous force in their interior defensive line, and Jerry Ball at 315 pounds or more, and Michael Dean Perry, 92, who just agreed to a handsome new contract, over $9 million over the next 3 years. Bledsoe throws in the flat, makes the connection. Najee Mustafa's defender was right there to take Brisby down, but a well-thrown ball by Bledsoe.
That was the equivalent of about a 2-yard run. I mean, Najee Mustafa was right there in perfect position. And, you know, when you send a guy in motion, it's easy for him to break out. Najee Mustafa, you see Najee number 48 coming across with the motion man. He knows that he's probably going to break out, and he's right there. That's like a 2-yard dive up the middle, what they gained on that play.
And it brings up 3rd down and 2. Markers down all over with 11:57 to play. 3rd quarter.
False start. Offense, number 77, prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Big Pat Harlow jumping off sides, number 77.
Every one of them.
New England's play selection top heavy toward the pass. 37 plays and 26 have been passes. 11 runs.
I knew they wouldn't be able to run against this team. They knew they wouldn't be able to run against this team.
No, Bledsoe, he had high praise when he talked to us, Beasley, calling Cleveland's defense possibly the best that we've played this year.
Absolutely.
Robert Burnett, a lightning-quick defensive end, beats the block and gets a clean shot on a multi-million-dollar quarterback who bounces up.
That's sack number 9 of the season for Burnett. He leads the team. And, boy, that's just, it's like a wave. It's like playing in the ocean. A wave just came over Drew Bledsoe that time.
Bledsoe talked about the blitzes he knew were coming. Cornerback blitzes, safety blitzes that Cleveland would send everything at him. They've been doing that. Now the punt hit downfield where Eric Metcalf awaits it.
He's got plenty of room.
From the 31. And Metcalf sprints to the 48-yard line. An 18-yard return.
On NBC is brought to you by Starter, authentic apparel and headwear of the NFL. By Mitsubishi, test drive the all-new 1994 Mitsubishi Galant. By the new Norelco razors, our closest shave ever. And by Black & Decker, the source of powerful gift ideas.
It's tough to sack Bledsoe. They just allowed the first sack, did the Patriot blockers, of their quarterback Drew Bledsoe in 3.5 games. Rob Burnett, number 90, was the man who got him. His 9th sack of the year. Now, after the 18-yard punt return by Eric Metcalf, the Browns start in good field position from their 47. Big play by the defense. Vardell tries to go wide, and the super quick nose tackle, Tim Goad, runs him down. Certainly everything that Belichick of the Browns expected. He said as a nose tackle, he's the best nose against the run in the league.
And, man, let me tell you something. What he did that time was they pulled both offensive linemen very quickly, and look at Gold how he runs behind the two pulling lineman and makes the play. That's quickness, and that's the one advantage he has being small. He's very quick.
Here's a blitz. Testaverde lets it go, and the receiver, I don't know when he was planning to look back. Rico Smith, he was 60 yards downfield and looking at the end zone, not at the pass.
Well, Vinny had to throw it too soon because of Tim Gold again. I mean, it's very rare that we talk about a nose guard having such an impact. Gold has had a super game today. He was in there so quickly that Vinny didn't have time to step and throw. He just had to get rid of it. It's hard for a nose guard to make a star of himself. Usually he's a support guy.
He has been terrific, Tim Goad. Browns holding to a 4-point lead, 14-10. Now they come with a blitz. The Patriots are set to blitz. Here it comes. Testaverde with a problem. He just releases the ball and does well to throw an incomplete pass. On 3rd down and 14, and that brings up a punting down for Cleveland as Al Groh, defensive coordinator for the Patriots, starts to change up on Testaverde with a lot of different looks on the rush.
Well, he caught him and surprised him the last 2 plays, and that's for defense. You know, those are things that they look at. They work 16, 17 hours a day, do the coaches, and they find little things in the blocking pattern, and Al Groh takes good advantage of it that time. Parcells was telling us that this is the 3rd time he's hired Al Groh. He must like it.
Yeah, that's right. Ronnie Harris, sure-handed and daring as he dodges the bullet and gets ahead for a 10-yard return. 1986 was a Super Bowl year for the New York Giants. That was the year they rolled through the playoffs and crushed the Denver Broncos. Super Bowl. Bill Parcells was the head coach, and Bill Belichick was his linebacker coach that year. There they are with Lawrence Taylor.
With the big guy. And
Yep.
there they are now, across the field from one another. There's got to be some emotion involved in that. They tried to play it down, but I'm telling you, if I'm pupil, I want to beat teacher. If I'm teacher, I want to beat pupil.
Bledsoe throws downfield. Oh, going up high for the ball and almost coming down with it was Ben Coates. The safeties, Eric Turner and Stevan Moore, were right there to hit him. Just a bit high. The throw was a little bit off target.
Now, this is Cleveland's version of the double zone. The 2 safeties have the middle of the field, so as I told you earlier, you go straight down the middle. You see the 2 safeties crossing each other as they come in and make the play. It's a great defense against the run, and it's an exciting defense when you have to defend it as far as the pass is concerned. Good play by Turner and Stevan Moore.
You don't want to be stretched out like that with Turner around. He will take you out. Now a throw downfield to Vincent Brisby. And it's going to go, apparently, for a 17-yard gain and a Patriot 1st down.
Vincent Brisby has made some catches today. Now, he's had a couple of games, like the Cincinnati game, where he's dropped a few. But look at this. Uh-oh, questionable. He's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. The hill is kicking up chalk. What's my man looking at? Look at this. There's one in. There's nothing but chalk there, baby. Boy, they got away with 2.
Downfield throw. Great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is John McGinnis. Our director, John McDonough. Executive producer, Tommy Roy. As we're coming to you from Cleveland Stadium, where with 9:33 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the score stands as it did at the half. The Browns leading the Patriots 14-10.
Don, the Patriots have been blessed today. They've gotten away with a couple. That's 2 balls where the heel of the same receiver have been kind of half in the white, and they got away with it.
And there's the one to Carrier on a touchdown drive that appeared to be a bit borderline that went for the Browns, so maybe it's evened off a bit. Another throw, this one to Ray Crittenden. 8-yard gain, and now it's back to New York and to Jim Lampley. Jim?
All right, Don, you tell John McGinnis and John McDonough and Tommy Roy there are more fireworks in Miami, where Mitchell throws to Keith Jackson early in the second half. Nate Odoms picks up the loose ball. NFL co-leader in interceptions with 8. Odoms here takes the fumble 25 yards. Buffalo extends the lead to 33-20. Back to Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jim. Big-time shootout at Joe Robbie, where the Bills have won their last 3 times they've played there and 7 of the last 8 times they've played there. Here's a throw. Backpedaling. Bledsoe releases the ball. Brown linemen are protesting something, maybe that they didn't get to him and they thought they had him. There's going to be a hold. Jerry Paul at Michael Dean Perry. Oh, got him offside.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that wasn't what he was looking for.
No, that's not what Michael Dean wanted there.
Offside defense, number 92. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Look at 92. Oh, there's a flinch. There's a head over the ball. Does he get back? I don't think so.
Well, they've got some big-time defensive linemen, the Cleveland Browns. These guys powerhouses.
Yeah, and I know Belichick, he'd love to play the 3-4, but when you've got D linemen, you run the 4 line.
Leonard Russell takes a big strike from Eric Turner coming up.
Leonard Russell only 21 yards today. We said from the onset of this game that running against one of the best defensive lines in the game is going to be very difficult, even for talented Russell and a very good offensive line for the Patriots. They've had to pass it, so Russell held in check today.
2nd and 7. Bledsoe buys time with the fake, releases the ball. Kevin Turner drops it at the 21-yard line. Najee Mustafa putting the pressure on, but Turner was open and the ball was there.
Najee might have gotten a finger on that thing. That was so close for Kevin Turner, and Kevin Turner has superior hands. Look at Najee trying to get back in that zone. He did not touch it. He didn't touch it, just distracted Turner just enough. Kevin's got great hands.
He caught the touchdown pass earlier for New England on that 4th down play. 1 minute and 9 seconds before halftime. 3rd down. Bledsoe throws. He's got a man. And they'll wave it up. Now they're going to rule he's down. Uh-oh. Man, this is a tough call. For the Patriots, they like it, but the Browns, well, they ruled it. He hit the ground. He had the ball, and it was a first down catch where they're spotting it.
Johnson and Mike Johnson combined to make the tackle.
Let's get this sorted out here. We'll watch it again. Yeah, I guess that's probably a good call.
Yeah, good call. He had the ball tucked safely under his arms. See that elbow hitting the ground there? Didn't come out until the elbow hit.
But where they mark it, it's an inch short of a first down. You need a caliper to figure some of these marks, but judgment call by the officials, and they practice at it a lot. There's a side judge looking directly out at the play, and a line judge. And now a dilemma for the Patriots. A 4th down and 1-inch play coming up.
There's no dilemma for Bill Parcells. He's on their side of the ball. He's trailing. He always goes. He almost always goes.
He's a 4th down guy.
Oh, you better believe it. No dilemma here.
And the last time they had a 4th down, they scored a touchdown on a pass. Bang! Leonard Russell rockets up the middle. He's got a first down. The Browns say he doesn't, but he does. Ed Linesman comes in, and he marks him ahead for about 2 yards and a first down. A wham-bang play right up the gut. Coach Parcells exercised it out here.
I read his lips, but I can't tell you what he said. You don't want to hear him. Power blocking straight ahead. A very quick play, quick execution. Sam Gash getting the first down. And like I said, Don, I read his lips, so at any point that you want me to repeat it.
Okay. There is a crazy game going on at Joe Robbie Stadium. Buffalo's now leading 40-20 early in the third quarter. Amazing the success the Bills, if they hold on, will win 4 straight at Miami and 8 of their last 9 down there. Now the Patriots go to a 2 wide receiver set on first down and 10. They trail 14-10. There's been no scoring in the second half. 7:22 to play in the third quarter. Bledsoe up the middle. He's on the run. And he dives ahead very close to a first down. Good mobility. Drew Bledsoe is 6'5", 230 pounds. Just 21 years old.
Boy, I tell you, the blocking just really broke down very quickly here. The line, the defensive line lined up in one thing, jumped into another, and the offensive line didn't have a chance to adjust when it comes to calling out the blocking scheme. Bledsoe, using his athletic ability, was a great job.
On second and less than a yard. Straight ahead dive play, and Kevin Turner takes it ahead for a first down inside the 25-yard line. Bledsoe, surprisingly, was not widely recruited out of high school. He played for the Blue Blazers of Walla Walla, Washington. And he actually, and his dad, who was a coach, made up a videotape and sent it out. Miami of Florida saw it and sent an invitation out quickly to come on down.
He's got it all.
But he went to Washington State.
Everybody loves him. Every coach we talk to loves him.
Pitch back. Leonard Russell. Browns defended very well. Cleveland with excellent defense. And it's back to New York now to NFL Live to Mr. Lampley. Lamps?
Well, Mr. Crickmeister, let's look at more Buffalo boisterousness in Miami. After a Matt Darby interception off of Scott Mitchell, Kenneth Davis's third TD of the day, this one from 1 yard out, makes it 40-20 Buffalo. And Steve DeBerg has come on to replace Mitchell at the controls for Miami. Back to Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jim. The rushing yards have come tough for the New England Patriots today. Leonard Russell has run 8 times for just 20 yards. But he's over 900 for the season. And again, they come tough. On second down and 11, he does well to get a yard. Bill Johnson, number 94, first tackler. Also on the play for the Cleveland Browns was 93, Jerry Ball.
It seems like lately, every game that the Patriots play will come down to just one heck of a tight contest decided right at the end. And, well, they've got a nice drive working for them now. Here's a big play where the quarterback has to make a big play with the pass.
Third and 10. Here's the blitz. Bledsoe throws. He's got an open man. Big hit put on by Stevan Moore. It's short of a first down by a yard. Ball's advanced down to the 16-yard line. 7 of the Patriots' 11 losses have been by 4 points or less. Right now they trail by 4, 14-10, but we're in the third quarter, and Matt Barr's coming out now to look to make it a 1-point difference. He hit on his first try as a Patriot in the first half to give them their first 3 points of the game. 34-yard attempt. It's on the way. Very good job by the holder, Scott Sequels, who got a low snap and got it up in time, and Barr again delivers to make it 14-13 Cleveland.
Backup quarterbacks have the best hands in the world. Watches the ball, slides in. Scott Sequels gathers it, quickly puts it in position. Matt Barr trusting him enough to keep going with his motion, and they come away with 3 points. That's a super, super job. And that's all the guy does.
You have to wonder where the Patriots would be today if Barr kicked all season.
Yeah, that's a great question.
He hits a kickoff downfield. Metcalf, kind of a knuckleball, picks it up. And 15, 20 into the 21-yard line. 19-yard return by Eric Metcalf. As we look at the AFC best records and the race for the 6 playoff spots, Houston going for 9 straight wins today. They started off 1-4 this year, leading by a sizable 20-3 margin at Pittsburgh, en route to a 10-4 start in a division championship. I think they'll play San Francisco in the Super Bowl. Downfield throw. Mark Carrier is open. On the run, he's out to the 42-yard line. Perfectly thrown ball, 21-yard gains.
People in Tampa, Florida are saying, who is this guy, Vinny Testaverde? It's a simple little pattern, a little seam route. Mark Carrier, who knows Vinny so well, slides underneath it for a super catch. But Vinny is beautiful today. He really is.
Tim Goad is playing a football game. I mean, he plays one every week, but he has been superior.
You never hear about the nose guard being a star unless he picks up a fumble, snap, or something. This guy has been just, you know, he's so quick. Now, he's playing against a rookie center in Steve Everett, but everybody thinks that Steve Everett is one of the best young players in the league when it comes to the center position. So it's not so much Everett as it is Goad having a great day.
So quick. Testaverde loops it to Kinchin. Man. Big time pop put on by Dion Lambert. But it's a first down for Cleveland on a 17-yard gain as Testaverde brings the Browns right back down the field.
Oh, one thing that Bill Belichick knows is that he knows that his former coach is going to play a lot of cover 2. Right over the middle is the weak spot. And there it is. We've seen it 4 or 5 times today. There your safeties come in late to try to help out.
Ozzie Newsome in the orange sweater, one of the great Browns of all time. A certain Hall of Famer one day, as he has a lot to do now with the Cleveland offense and the increased passing game. The Wizard of Oz signaling in the plays. A great player for the Cleveland Browns, Ozzie Newsome. You played against you to tackle.
Yeah, I chased him all over. I'm glad he's down there and I'm up here.
Talk about great hands. Ozzie Newsome had great hands. You got it near him, he had it. Testaverde on second down. Puts a perfect lead to Vardell. Collision, free ball. Patriots have it. Picked up by Todd Collins. Yeah, it looked like a big gain or a first down for Cleveland. But a major collision freed the ball, and Todd Collins, who is getting better all the time, picked it up, but it was Andre Tippett who forced the fumble. 3rd fumble of the year for Vardell. Smith was the man, Beasley, who frees this ball up.
Number 22 coming into your screen, coming full speed. Watch him put his shoulder right on the football. That's absolute aggressive, perfectly placed body position. You know, we met with him for a long time yesterday, Rod Smith, and he talked about using his system and sticking with the system that he had used since he was in high school and it not working very well. So finally, Don, he went to the Parcells system. There he is smiling background. He's started studying more, looking at film where he could anticipate plays.
And the Browns now a -14 in turnovers. That is the worst in the NFL. Leonard Russell runs the ball across to the 30-yard line out to the 31. And back again to NFL Live and Jim Lampley. Jim?
Because they just won't quit scoring in Miami, Don. After 4 Miami turnovers led to 28 Buffalo points and a 47-20 Buffalo lead. Terry Kirby of the Dolphins puts them back on the board with that 29-yard touchdown run. Narrows to 47-27. Still Buffalo leading in the 3rd. Back to Don Criqui.
Sounds like a day in Miami where everybody's going to win a letter, huh? That didn't get playing time. That game's going to go 5 hours. We're down to 34 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Bledsoe looks, makes the throw. Incomplete at the 45-yard line to Vincent Brisby with Najee Mustafa covering on the play.
You know, this ball is underthrown, and sometimes that can be the most dangerous thing in the world for a defensive back. Najee Mustafa is in perfect position, but the underthrown ball and almost a fantastic effort by Brisbane. I mean, put his hands right on the ball, but couldn't hang on to it. That's a great effort.
8 of the Patriots' losses this year have come in the last 50 seconds of a game or in overtime. Here's a long ball on the fly. There's defensive interference, but no penalty marker. Mustafa was defending. They rule it was clean. He was looking back at the ball when he bumped him.
He's the best on the team when it comes from man-for-man coverage. He had great position this time. Look at this. Bump and run. Okay, you're grabbing a little bit, but they can't see that. Players do that all the time. He was holding him. Now look at this. There's another hold. Right hand down. Good effort slapping the ball away. Those are things that happen, you know, close contact where the referees, the officials can't see it all the time.
Jackson shanks a punt, and the Browns get very good field position at their 44-yard line. Just 24 yards. So the Browns holding to a 1-point lead. Having failed to score so far in the third quarter, just 16 seconds left to play and get the ball back to start their drive at their 44-yard line.
Well, that turnover the last time that Cleveland had the ball killed a magnificent drive. That -14, that's what kills you. That's why they are in the position they're in with the very faint hope for a playoff position. Can't turn the ball over.
Yep, only one turnover in the game. That by the Cleveland Browns on their last possession when Bardell fumbled. Testaverde running out of time, lofts the ball downfield. Maurice Hurst recovers and slaps the ball down. Testaverde today has passed for 258 yards. On target to go over 300. He had over 300 yards passing last week at Houston.
Now watch the possum play that Mark Carrier does at the end of this. He knows that Mo Hurst is looking at him. He's not looking at the ball. So look at him. Keeps his hand down. Then in the last second tries to run back in. But Mo's still in great position for the slap down.
This could be the final play of the third quarter. 9 seconds to play in it. Second down and 10 Cleveland. Browns holding to a 14-13 lead. Metcalf diving back at the ball, makes the catch at the 49-yard line. And that will conclude 3 quarters of play. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. At cold Cleveland Stadium. An overcast December day. Lights are on. The Browns are holding to a 1-point lead. Third down arises for them now. Third down and 5 from the Cleveland 49-yard line. New England digs in. Backpedaling is Testaverde. Here comes the rush. There's the throw, and Carrier almost broke at the distance. A saving tackle by Maurice Hurst, who dove and got an ankle high, but it's still a 12-yard gain and a first down on a quick slant.
Blitzed by the Patriots and picked up very quickly by the superstar today, Vinny Testaverde. Boy, he saw that immediately, and watch how quickly he just lets it fly. Just a little zip, flick of the wrist, perfect spiral. Mark Carrier doesn't have to slow down, doesn't have to reach back, doesn't have to think. Just put his hands up and bring it in.
Metcalf takes it down to the 32-yard line. Andre Tippett knocks him down. If the Browns should come out of this drive with just a field goal, it would be huge. It would give them a 4-point lead, meaning the Patriots would have to score a touchdown.
The big advantage for the Browns today has been the fact that they can run it and they can throw it. Vinny has been on target, and they've been able to push the pile. The small and short defensive line of New England has been pushed back slightly by the Cleveland Browns.
Metcalf on 2nd and 2 weaves his way ahead for a Cleveland first down. He's inside the Patriots 30-yard line.
You know, you have to be able to take something away. New England has not been able to take the run completely away. They certainly haven't been able to take the pass away. And Metcalf just runs down the line until he sees an opening and then squirts forward for the first down. That's a balance that is indefensible if they can run it and throw it, Don.
He sees that little gap and he shoots into it as he just did there. Browns have lost 5 of their last 6 games. Patriots have lost 7 of their last 8. Both these teams struggling. But here's a downfield throw, and it's tipped away. A big play by Rod Smith as he went up and tipped it away from an open Mark Carrier. Smith, who's really coming on, a second-round draft choice out of Notre Dame.
We asked Coach Parcells which players are really stepping up, and he said that Rod Smith is one of a handful of guys that is really starting to get it. That's the way he put it. He said, get it. And there he almost got the interception, certainly got down the knockdown, and may have saved a touchdown. Super job.
Second down and 10. Testaverde looking to throw. No, he goes to the draw to Vardell. And the Patriots shut it down. Todd Collins, 54, makes the stop. They're quick to turn in Cleveland.
They'll turn quick. In most stadiums.
Ooh, a draw play. That brings up third down and 8.
Big play coming up right here for everybody. Big play in a one-point ball game in the fourth quarter right here.
Browns field goal kicker Matt Stover has been okay. He's hit 12 of 18. 1 for 4 long distance though. Here's a throw over the middle to Metcalf. They talk about Metcalf in the open field. You talked about him being indefensible. That time he's ahead for an 18-yard gain. First and goal, Cleveland.
Metcalf coming from the other side of the field. Look at him. Versus the zone. That's why they let him go. Collins recognized what was happening, but recognized it too late. Good play, good throw, good catch, good run, good everything.
First and goal from the 6. Vardell. Not much there. Did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they're booing me, I guess, because he fumbled that last time and he gets the ball.
Now, this is a guy that has only fumbled a few times in his pro career. He's not a fumbler. They shouldn't turn on old Tommy. He can grind it out.
He was the #1 draft choice 2 years ago out of Stanford, one of the high picks in the first round. Goes wide. Doesn't get there again. Brings up third and goal from 5 yards out. Tacklers were Dion Lambert, Dwayne Saab, and Andre Tippett.
Belichick looking at those cards, trying to find the right play. They've had the wrong play the last 2 times. That's what the fans are upset here about. They want to see a little razzle-dazzle. They want to see a pass into the corner. They want to see something like what New England did when they slipped Kevin Turner out in the end zone from this close to the goal line.
Big play now. They could still extend their lead to 4 if they have to kick the field goal. There goes Metcalf in motion. Testaverde takes a look at him. Here comes the rush, and he throws it away. A good play by Testaverde. That was booed, but he saves his team a scoring chance on 4th down.
That's what you do. You hit a photographer, you hit a fan in the front row when there's nothing there, and you're in position for an easy little chip shot field goal. Another good play by Vinny. I'm so impressed with Vinny today.
Oh, boy.
He has been magnificent. Right decisions, good throws, good recognition when it comes to blitzes and defenses.
That was a terrific free agent signing by the Browns to get Vinny Testaverde. He's signed through next year. The field goal is hit up and good by Matt Stover, and the Browns lead 17-13.
Seize Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head that adjusts to every contour of your face. By Citibank Visa, now with your photo and signature on the front for greater security. Not just Visa, Citibank Visa. And by Coors Light, aged ice cold for that pure taste of the Rockies. Reach for the silver bullet, the right beer now.
The field goal by Cleveland's Matt Stover has given the Browns a 17-13 lead. Now the ball, as he's ready to kick off, blows off the kicking tee. Wind is kicking up. Flags are straight out. Patriots will have the wind behind them. Wind's blowing toward the lake today. Usually comes off it.
Testaverde with the 2 touchdowns and 211 yards passing today. Bledsoe doing a very good job also. The 1 miscue, the 1 interception, but Bledsoe learning, on the job training for that young man, and he's really coming on strong here toward the end of the season now that he's got a few games under his belt.
Deep men back are Ray Crittenden and Ronnie Harris for the Patriots. Ball hit to Crittenden at the 10, the 20, and he's out to the 30-yard line.
Ray Crittenden returning the kick.
So the touchdowns continue around the league, and for more on them, back to Jim Lampley in New York.
Well, Don, watch the extracurriculars on this much-needed third-quarter touchdown for Pittsburgh. Finally gets them on the board with the TD. Eric Green goes 36 yards. He wants to talk to Chris Dishman on the way in. Dishman comes up and hits him from behind. Green says, hey, if you want to be starting something, you've got to be starting something. 23-10 Houston. Pittsburgh replaces an injured O'Donnell with Mike Tomczak. Back to Don Criqui.
Interesting development there, Jim. O'Donnell going down. The Browns, Pittsburgh can't stand prosperity. After their best games, they shut out Buffalo 23-0 and got blasted the next 2 weeks by a combined score of 69-13 by Denver and Kansas City.
It's big Clay Matthews owns a Pontiac dealership here in the area, so if he decides not to play again, he'll be selling some cars.
Yeah, I just had an ad for his automobile dealership up. Sales and service by Clay himself. Give you that tune-up. From Southern California. He was the 8th player picked in the draft when he came out. He says enthusiasm, if he had to single out one thing that's kept him in the league so long, he just loves to play.
There's a replacement. Najee Mustafa is out, and number 39, Randy Hilliard, is in the game now for him. Mustafa is being looked at. Looks like they're retaping his ankle. A little more support. The ground is very loose out there. So Hilliard getting the call in place of the Browns' best man-for-man player, Najee Mustafa. He looks a little nervous.
Yeah. Well, he has reason to be, because he'll go right after him right away. They always do.
They always do. All right, Randy, let's go. 6th-round pick.
They're sending Vincent Brisby over there across from him. First and 10. Bledsoe looking downfield, swings it to his tight end, Marv Cook. Is across the 30-yard line, out close to the 37. Gain of about 7 yards. Eric Turner, the free safety, made this for Cleveland.
Marv Cook, a very interesting study. He has been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times, led the league in receptions for a tight end a couple of times, and then along comes Ben Coates, and he has to share a job because they have 2 super receiving tight ends. Look at that, 50+ receptions in 3 straight years.
Russell turns wide, turns up, close to a first down, but short of it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about a yard and a half. Pepper Johnson was the tackler for the Cleveland Browns. Patriots needing a touchdown as they're down by 4 with 9:10 to play in the game.
Leonard Russell, another one of those players that Coach Parcells said is starting to get it. You know, whatever it is, he's starting to get it.
Yeah, he talks about getting it.
Well, he's been shut down today because of the talent of the Cleveland Browns front 4. I mean, it's hard to block those guys. But Russell could end up with another 1,000-yard season.
Leonard Russell is the short yardage man. He gets the ball, and I don't know. It looked like he might. We're probably going to need a measurement. Rob Burnett and Pepper Johnson made the stop.
We've had a number of measurements today. There's Pepper, Mr. Pumped Up. Boy, he's He's a fun player to watch because he lays all of his emotion on the sleeve.
He has this one, Beasley. I think it's about the nose of the ball.
Yeah, we've had a lot of measurements today.
This is an inches call. And he's got it by full football, a little more. So the Patriots drive on. Coach Parcells handling the Colt well. Bledsoe, long ball, too much on it. The sprinting Ray Crittenden. Bledsoe telling us yesterday the Browns rarely give up the deep pass, but the Patriots were going to try to hit it as they just did.
Well, you called it, Don. They went against the new guy, Randy Hilliard, who checked in for Najee Mustafa, and it's one of those double routes. This will be a great look at it. Watch the receiver lean in, stutter, and then try to go deep, and Ray Crittenden is the fastest man on this football team, just that the young quarterback couldn't put it there. They had to play. And Randy goes out now, and Najee Mustafa is back in the football game.
Bledsoe on second down stands in against a blitz. Big throw and an equally big hit, incomplete. Stephon Moore lays him out.
Stephon Moore laid out the receiver and the cornerback. He knocked his own man out through another person. That was a big hit. Wow. Listen to this. Oh! He knocked his own man out through another man. Oh!
Got two of them with one bullet.
Stephon Moore drives his body right through Brisby and right through Mustafa, his own man. Oh, that's a big hit. You know, in karate, they talk about driving through. Imagine putting your fist through the object. This man put his body, number 27, Stephon Moore, put his body through two people and knocked his own man out of the game.
The ultimate hit.
And how tough is Brisby? He's in prayer right now.
He bounced up like a greyhound. Ready to go.
Poor Mustafa. Look at Mustafa.
He's still not over it.
Oh.
He was the second guy to get hit. You pointed out, hitting through the other man. Here's Bledsoe. Downfield throw. And intercepted by Cleveland at the 23-yard line. Eric Turner, the free safety, comes up with the ball.
They've got safeties in Cleveland, folks. One guy knocks people out, the other guy goes and gets the ball. That's back-to-back big plays by safeties. This is a good play. Crittenden tried to do the right thing. When you're a receiver in this situation, you try to prevent the interception. But Eric Turner able to bring it in. That's two big plays by safeties back-to-back. They've got safeties in Cleveland.
They have got safeties in Cleveland making big hits. And now the Browns go on offense. The Patriots will be digging in, trying to get the ball back. Browns with a 17-13 lead. 7:53 to play in the game. Testaverde swings it out. He's got Metcalf. The amazing Eric Metcalf. Catch him if you can. Now you see him, now you don't. All of a sudden, he's ahead for a 37-yard gain.
What do you say about this play? Vinny surveyed the world. He read a novel back there. And then the touch pass over to Metcalf was unbelievable. And then just watch this. This requires no description. Huh? Is that beautiful or what?
It was a thing of beauty, no question. One turnover for each team. Testaverde with another fake. Another throw. This time he has tight end Clarence Williams.
Well, I said they've got safeties in Cleveland. They've got a quarterback in Cleveland, too. Vinny Testaverde has been the man of the hour. Now, this is 2 good throws back-to-back. The throw 2 plays ago was magical. This one routine, and he should make it, but he makes it. I mean, that's the bottom line. Look where he had to put it past Brown, about an inch away from Brown's arm.
He's been in the end zone twice. This time he's ahead for a Browns first down to the 13-yard line. Collins and Rod Smith were the tacklers.
Well, and Vinny looks so nonchalant about the game, too. Look at that. You know, he didn't turn his body. He just stuck his arm out in a different direction and put it right on the money. Keenan McCardle bringing it in, having also a big day. Keenan McCardle.
Yes, he is. He got the start because of the injury to Michael Jackson, who's not in uniform today. Testaverde is at 20 of 28 for 292 yards. Make it 21 of 29. For almost 300 yards, just under 300 is Testaverde. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. That one was to Metcalf.
And look how cool he looks. I mean, this is not the guy that we saw in Tampa.
We're all cool today. It's pretty brisk, huh? Metcalf, 176 all-purpose yards here, Beasley.
Padding his NFL best leading stat in that category.
It's in the genes. His dad, Terry Metcalf, was 2 times an NFL all-purpose yardage leader. Bardell. Penalty marker. The Browns will be called for holding. Coach Belichick checking the play sheet. He might not like this. Holding the call against Cleveland. 5:12 to play in the game. Browns by 4, 17-13.
Offense, number 72. 5-yard, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Bob Dahl left the right guard.
And Bob doesn't like that call.
They never do. It doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. Well, if the Patriots are going to stay in the game, they've got to stop them right here. This is the play.
Testaverde goes to the run on play fake into the end zone. Intercepted by Deion Lambert. And the Patriots take over the ball with 4:50 to play. Terrific play by Deion Lambert, a safety from UCLA.
Now, once again, it's that double zone that we've talked about. This time, the 2 safeties back there taking half of the field converge. It's double zone, so what does Vinny try to do? Right up the middle, like we've talked all game. But look at the safeties coming over this time. Deion Lambert makes the play. Big stop in a big situation. First show of emotion by Vinny now.
Purdy now shows 1 interception. And it took a spectacular play, a leaping dive for the ball and a catch in the end zone by defensive back Deion Lambert to stop the Browns drive and give the Patriots a hope with 4:50 to play in the game and New England down 17-13. Bledsoe gets time, airs it out. Ooh, big strike by Turner, frees the ball. It was right on target to Michael Timpson. But Eric Turner, a knockout tackler, knocks the ball away.
Don, once again, they have safeties in Cleveland. This is a beautiful break on the ball. Look at that. That Eric Turner and Stevan Moore, they are closely, they're in the race for my favorite pair in the league right now. My favorite pair is a group in Denver.
Yeah, we are.
Atwater and Smith. But, boy, these guys can hit and can play the ball.
Second down and 10. Here comes the rush. Bledsoe fires, and Coates can't hold on at the 25. And an all-important down coming up now. 3rd down and 10. Bledsoe has thrown 41 times, has completed 6 teams for 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Cleveland's turned it over twice in this game. The Patriots just once.
Well, that completion ratio is not too good for the young quarterback today, but like I said, he's learning on the job. He's made some good throws today, made some good decisions, but 16 of 41, that's not going to get it. They'll look for better next year.
Browns might have jumped. Bledsoe looks like he might have a free play. He fires down, not close. Threw it in on the one hop. This is a huge penalty call now. If the Browns weren't drawn offside, it'll be a punting down for New England, but it'll be a 3rd down and 5 if they wasn't offside against Cleveland.
Offside defense. Number 92. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Michael Dean Perry jumped.
Michael Dean saying, okay, that's all right. I'll get it back. There they go. Michael Dean and Anthony Pleasant jumping at the same time.
That's one thing. All the great nose tackles, all the great pass rushers invariably have a lot of offsides. You can't make those plays in the backfield unless it's a hair trigger.
That's right.
Releasing at the snap of the ball. Throw and a catch, and Coates has it, and the Patriots with renewed life on that penalty call against the Browns, and they get the 1st down on the throw.
Ben Coates hasn't been used enough today. When you throw to the tight end, it's a short throw. It's an easier throw for the quarterback. Look how easy that is. You hit it right between the 8 and the 7. Gets the 1st down.
Just penalty markers go down as Bledsoe is manhandled by Rob Burnett. Burnett's in his 3rd year from Syracuse, and really a rising star as a pass rusher. He was a 2nd-round draft choice. The Browns, they are rich in defensive linemen. Burnett, Perry, Ball, Johnson, Pleasant.
Illegal motion. Right side of the offensive line. They were not set. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Don, they tried to go with a quick snap. Drew Bledsoe did, and all of his linemen weren't set before he called it. It's a good idea because, you know, the defense tries to give you pre-snap reads and pre-snap looks. And if you go on the first sound every now and then, it kind of forces them to line up in the defense they are actually going to play because they're afraid you're going to catch them before they're set. Good thought, but they were not set.
Here comes a blitz. They go to a draw run. And Kevin Turner almost breaks it. He's not done. Kevin Turner still running all the way down to the 25-yard line. There'll be a personal foul tacked on. 57-yard run, and there'll be yardage added on because a penalty marker came in as he went down.
I just love watching the athletes perform. I mean, that's a great effort, great blocking, great run.
Check the young men do their thing.
There's no foul on the play. There was not a face mask.
All right, no face mask on the play. This is the longest run for Cleveland this year. Against Cleveland this year. Look at the running. See, I love that. And this is a fullback, folks. That's not a little scat back. Patriots have 2 good ones in Sam Gash and Kevin Turner. Big run.
And as always, it's on the line down the stretch when the Patriots are playing. Browns holding to a 4-point lead. Bledsoe looks, arcs it to the end zone. He was tackled before the ball got there. No marker comes in. Vincent Brisby will watch it again. It looked like he was hit early, but we'll see on a replay.
Vincent shakes his head and says, I can't believe what's going on here. And Randy Hilliard, number 39, the young replacement for Najee Mustafa, who's forced into action, says, thank you, God. Look at this. Hilliard was draping all over the guy.
Man, that's the guy right on top of that play. Definite contact, but it goes both ways in the course of a long afternoon.
That it does.
And it's 2nd down and 10. Turner runs again. Boom. 9.8. A pirouette midair.
The Russian judge says it's a 7.5, though. This guy becomes a helicopter in the air. Watch this. Oh, man. Talk about back realignment and sore knees and lower back and necks.
Patriots have to get in. Browns have to defend against that. Field goal gets him close. They need a touchdown to take the lead. Here's a throw. Open man, Kevin Turner. He's got a first down for the Patriots at the 10-yard line of Cleveland. Pepper Johnson hit him. This Patriot team is absolutely unbelievable. Week after week. I'll tell you one thing. They're a long way from a Super Bowl team. They'd probably play a Super Bowl closer than some of the teams that would get there from the AFC.
We see
They're in every game.
In every game. They are one little tweak, one little adjustment away. During the offseason, with a little free agent money, that man right there could put together a football team.
8th play of the drive coming up. The big play, the 57-yard run by Kevin Turner. Against an all-out pass rush, they ran the draw play. Now there's a penalty marker down, or there is a timeout called on the field. Christmas Day, a full plate for you on NBC starting at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, following NBA Showtime. Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets off to a 21-1 start. Go against Sir Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns. And then it's out to Candlestick Park in San Francisco as the Houston Oilers, en route to their 9th consecutive win of the season in the AFC Central Division Championship, go against a team that many feel is going to be in the Super Bowl. This could be a Super Bowl preview. The Oilers against the 49ers. Finally, it's back to the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal and the Orlando Magic go against Scottie Pippen and the Chicago Bulls. That's at 8:30. Right now, 2:23 shows on the clock at Cleveland Stadium. A cold, overcast day. Patriots working with a gusting wind at their back. Browns digging in, trying to keep the Patriots out. First down and goal for the Patriots. Bledsoe looks. He throws. It caroms off. Vincent Brisby. 2nd and goal. Stevan Moore defending. He had almost too much pop on his fastball there.
Well, he had to zip it to get it in that corner, and then once again, Stevan Moore is defending, and Kevin Turner will flash underneath at the last second. There's Turner's hand.
Good
There's Stevan Moore's hand. They've got safeties in Cleveland.
Yeah, that was well defended, but almost a touchdown strike. 2:17 to play.
Bledsoe did what he had to do. He had to put some juice on it.
Intercepted by Pepper Johnson. The linebacker, covering well, had his hands on the ball but couldn't hold on.
The body position, simply position, was the key. Pepper had himself in a position where there's no way in the world. Look at that. Perfect body position. And then when Pepper punched him, Parcells was... he's talking to his quarterback. And they're trying to get the coach to calm down. He's telling his quarterback, you should have seen something else that was on the field.
On 3rd and goal, the throw. Penalty marker. First down, Patriots. An interference call on Cleveland. Michael Timpson interfered with as he dove for the ball. Mike Johnson might be called for it. And this would make it, well, let's let the official tell us. 1st and goal from the 2. Referee Gary Lane now says,
holding defense. Number 59, half the distance to the goal line.
So it's half the distance on a
down.
Michael Timpson this time will come in motion, turn underneath, and then watch as the defender, Brown, will grab him. The idea was to get him underneath, and Brown grabs him, wraps him up before the ball gets there. Well-conceived play, because normally when the receiver goes through traffic like that, he ends up picking the defender off of him and coming clear for the touchdown.
Penalties, as you know, Beasley, have been a problem for Cleveland. They've been penalized 9 times for 77 yards today. Man alive. Leonard Russell says, you won't stop me, and in he goes. with the go-ahead touchdown with 2:02 to play. But this is a long way from over. The Browns could conceivably win it with a field goal. They could tie it with a field goal and send it to overtime if the Patriots hit the extra point. Right now, the Patriots are up by 2.
Leonard Russell took this. I'm telling you that look at this. There are 3 people, 4 people. There's nothing but black jerseys draped on Leonard Russell's body, and he took it. Oh, man.
Barr has been perfect all day and is again. The ex-Brown hits the extra point and gives the New England Patriots a 20-17 lead in a thriller at Cleveland Stadium. Next up, Vinny Testaverde's turn at bat. He'll get the ball.
Leonard Russell is a man, and Bill Parcells is telling him just that right now. You are a man. He had to tell him 3 times.
I tell you, Leonard Russell, some players, they talk about players that won't play with injuries. This is a guy that hides injuries, so he doesn't even have to miss practice. They say they'll see him limping out there when he shouldn't be out there. This is a man who gives his all.
There's nothing like that feeling right there where every player on the team has to come up and give you 5. Look at that. This run is one that goes down. I'm telling you, you got to write this down. Look at the number of dark jerseys around him. 1 hits him, 2. 3 comes in, 4 there. A 5th comes in, Stephon Moore, too late. That's 1 against 4, and the most determined athlete wins.
Being the strongest also helps.
That helps.
Yeah, what Russell now has 80 yards on 13 carries.
Now we'll find out what Vinny Testaverde's made of. Now, you know, we've seen a lot of great quarterbacks in this situation. This is where the quarterback makes the big money, a 2-minute drill.
Browns down by 3. We could be going to overtime here at Cleveland Stadium. The high kick, and this is the man, Metcalf. Isn't he something? Eric Metcalf sprints across the 30, where the Browns will have it 1st and 10 when we come back. Here we go at Cleveland, down the stretch, 1:52 to play. Don Criqui with Beasley, Reece, the Cleveland Browns, now down to New England, 20-17. The Browns start this drive after the good return of 28 yards on the kickoff by Eric Metcalf at their 32-yard line. Patriots in a deep zone defense. They have their safeties way off the ball, looking for Testaverde to throw it deep. And here goes Vinny Testaverde in that long-range arm over the middle. He's picked off. Patriots have the ball. Maurice Hurst picks it off. And all of a sudden it comes apart for Cleveland after Testaverde played a brilliant game. His last 2 passes now have been intercepted.
Maurice Hurst is the best cover guy for the New England Patriots. And the best comes up with the best play of the day. Stepping right in front of McClendon. Making a great catch in a big situation. Maurice Hurst. Vinny goes by what he sees here. He sees the double zone, so he knows that the middle of the field should be open. But Maurice Hurst slips right underneath.
It is still not over. 1:45 to play, and the Browns have 3 timeouts. So if they can get a defensive stop here, they could get the ball back and get in position, possibly for a field goal, try to tie the game.
Well, here's where that defensive line has got to make its money. They have got to completely stifle any attempt to run the ball and run out the clock by the Patriots.
A very unusual situation here for the New England Patriots, a team that normally is fighting at the end of the game to get back in it and try to win at the buzzer, final gun. And here they are today trying to hold on to a lead to get their 3rd win of the season after a brilliant drive. The interception by Deion Lambert in the end zone was huge. That stopped what looked to be a knockout drive by the Cleveland Browns.
And this is showtime for New England. This is a part of the learning process for a young football team. I mean, they've got 32 guys that won on this team last year. 9 guys they've added since September 1st. They've got to learn how to hold a lead, and this is a part of it.
Two arms on the ball. Leonard Russell takes on Cleveland Browns and gets down to the 35-yard line. And the Browns quickly call a timeout with 1:37 to play.
So that knocks Cleveland down to 2 timeouts remaining. And boy, this is, I tell you, this is what it's all about right here for that defensive line. They have got to stop them. They got to stop them now.
We've seen a lot of the New England Patriots this year, and they might not be a great team, but they certainly are an exciting one. Every week you get this. Every week.
This is one of a few teams in this league that you don't want to play because you look at the record, they're having a bad record. You should want them. I don't think so. Not the Patriots. Always in the game.
But they do have a knack for making
big, you know,
have problems towards the end of the game. Easy for me to say, but it ain't over.
It's never over when you play the Patriots.
1:37 to play. And now 2nd down and 7 as the Browns dig in, looking to get back the ball. Back to Leonard Russell. Browns shut him down. A couple of yards on the play and another Cleveland timeout. 1:33 to play.
That brings them down to 1 timeout. So usually, excuse me, Don, in this situation, the defense starts grabbing and pulling at the arms of the running back. So wisely, Leonard Russell covering up with both hands from start to finish, not taking any chance at putting his team in a bad situation by fumbling.
Stop the madness at Joe Robbie Stadium. Almost a full quarter to play, and it's 47-34 Buffalo. Belichick and Parcells. Bill Parcells hired Bill Belichick. 8 years they were together with the Giants, helping engineer 2 Super Bowl victories over a 5-year span. Now on opposite sides of the field, trying to build their respective teams into Super Bowl contenders. The Browns had command early and looked to be a team that was going to pull away, and then the Patriots eased their way back into the game.
The Browns have 5 defensive linemen in the game. Everybody there to stop the run, and they're passing.
And it's received by Coach just off the ground, and he is down inside the 15-yard line, and that is the lights-out shot for Cleveland.
Donna, I don't know if it was an audible or if it was just the luck of having the right play called at the right time, but the Browns had 5 defensive linemen in the game. They're all set to stop the run, and they throw the pass. I tell you what, that's a big-time play, and you talk about outsmarting somebody. The Patriots just outsmarted the Cleveland Browns.
Unbelievable. And while we have a moment, we tell you that the executive producer of NBC Sports is Tommy Roy, the coordinating producer of NFL football, John Ferratzis. Today's telecast was produced by John McGinnis, directed by John McDonough. NFL Live produced by Ricky Diamond. NFL Live directed by Kelly Atkinson. Technical directors Ron Davis and Richard Sansevier, and we thank them all. And for their help in the booth, our spotters John Betchkill and Jeff Fenner, and statistician David Clancy. 1:09 to go. The Browns out of timeouts, and the Patriots will go into that downing the ball mode that runs out the clock. And New England heads back home to play Indianapolis. I think they could run the table here on out, beat Indianapolis, and I think they'll beat Miami in that last game. Maybe.
Well, they've learned how to win.
They're learning anyway.
They are learning how to win. And this is a big one in this stadium. And how tough was this loss? I mean, they can start thinking about next year now, Don.
Yeah.
And the playoff picture is over for the Cleveland Browns now.
Playoff picture's over, but they do have a quarterback in place. We've seen that evident today.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't lose sight of the fact that there were some very good things done today, especially by Vinny Testaverde and a few other people on this team. But you have to celebrate the Patriots. You have to celebrate the Patriots. And boy, what a moment this must be for Parcells to head over to Belichick and say, keep your head up, partner.
I don't think the Patriots are going to lose again this season. This guy, he knows how to win. He's got the skins around the wall, 2 Super Bowl trophies. Bill Parcells and the Patriots come from behind and beat the Cleveland Browns on the Browns' home field 20-17.
Well, it's a happy day for that guy right there, too. I mean, it was incumbent upon him to win the game because they couldn't run it. He had to throw it. did some good things today, Drew Bledsoe.
Cleveland partisans not happy. Once again, a final score. The Cleveland Browns losing to the New England Patriots. Patriots 20, Browns 17. Tonight, NBC starts you off with a special about troubled kids whose lives are changed when cops reach out and open their hearts to help them. Good cop, bad kid. Then it's an all-new Sequest starring Roy Scheider. Then the adventure continues with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd in the box office hit Back to the Future 3. That's all tonight right here on NBC. Now stay tuned for the Head & Shoulders NFL Live postgame report. For Beasley, Reece, this is Don Criqui saying so long from Cleveland Stadium on the banks of Lake Erie. This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 28.